PUBG मोबाइल का रियल मजा सिर्फ Zong 4G पर. Let's get digital.
Hello guys and welcome to PUBG Mobile National Championship 2021 sponsored by the Oppo F19 Pro. This is Super here. I've got fixes back everyone. So we are going to have a blast here on the day number 4 of the semi-finale where all the teams have sort of played the rehearsal match in the first 3 days. Now we are back. Group A and B back again for the day. What do you think, fixes?
Well, I mean, we might call it rehearsal. We might call it, teams just, charting through the waters. But either ways, I had been under the weather lately. But still, I've sort of seen the action completely just going all in. All these teams are performing out of their minds. But again, today we are in that sort of junction where we have teams from groups A and B playing back again. So I'm not going to have a really tough time today.
Definitely not. And look at the total prize pool over there, $30,000. We know what these lads are playing for, and that one slot for the PL that is being contested over here. But the first place, that is the big chunk out of the 30,000. That is $10,000. Second place gets 5, and it drops down as you go down the rankings. And how are the rankings going to get decided? That is the point system right there in front of you. 15 points for the first. That is the chicken dinner. If you end up in the top 3, you get 12 for the second and 10 for the third. And otherwise, you get those single-digit points for the placement. But the all-important 1 kill per point, it will be the same. Standard point system fixes. It's been practiced everywhere.
Indeed, and I mean, to be honest, we have seen all these teams to really have no trouble kind of getting themselves in the vibes, right?
Yeah.
They are well aware with how the points structure really works out, and right now they're all enjoying themselves. But again, if you talk about the matches that we have lined up, so we've got 3 Erangels, 1 Miramar, and 1 Sanhok. Nothing really out of the blue.
Certainly, it's just a standard system, and we've got 5 matches to play today. The squad rosters from Group A, Team QWERTY, one of the big elephant in the room, is being addressed over here. Let's see what they do. Team Sky, RT Sports, League, teams that have sort of picked the pace as third day has. Let's see what these teams are going to play for today, because a lot of underdog teams sort of they started going in the right direction, but they left, but they lost their way in the process. I'm speaking about DS Official. I'm speaking about the BillyBoys fixes. They've not been doing that great lately. What are your thoughts about these teams? And you know what they are capable of.
With BillyBoys, I mean, I've always loved how they play, but then again, if you have to get honest, if you have to be blunt, they're sort of a hit or a miss team, right? They haven't shown those signs of consistency in their gameplay every single time to come up. So for a really good team, I mean, we're not expecting chicken dinners every single game. We're expecting you to be consistent, to try to be something like how Freestyle has been playing lately, because last I saw them, they were absolutely phenomenal. Now, again, last I saw I8, they were struggling a little. Now, we did have that conversation going around, Trooper, right? Where, I did not just wake up in the right side of the bed, but tell me something, have they recovered?
Yeah, sort of. Freestyle is playing a really good game out here. The big guns out of all of them, I believe I8 was the only team that missed out sort of on the first day, but on the second day they did the recovery job. The climb was there, but then they did not play on the last match, so they are going to find themselves on the second page of the overall ranking. But nothing much for them to worry. We know that it's a very good team, and they're going to get the opportunities for the first 2 days to play over here. But that is how things are going to pace out. So we got to remember all those teams who did not play the last day, on the day number 3, are again not going to play on the day number 6 here. So they got to make sure when they're getting these opportunities today and tomorrow, they got to maximize the number of points in their overall standings so that they do not slip out from the top 16 when it matters the most on day number 6.
Right. You've got to maintain that top 16, right? You've got to make sure that at least you do have a good cushion. And to do that, I always recommend, always try to keep yourself in that 8 to 10th position limit mark. But that is sort of where what are we saying? The old, or rather the prevalent, point structure really comes in. Where, we've seen one thing really, one demarcating factor is it's a meta of comeback, right? We've
Yeah.
seen these teams, today they might not be performing well at all. They might be playing terribly, but the next day they make a comeback, and suddenly we see that bounce, which sort of did not happen in the previous point structures, because then what we did witness was one of those teams kind of completely taking over the lead.
Certainly, and this is what we have over here. These teams are sort of have that cushion that you were referring to. Portal Esports still managing to be in the top five after missing out on a game, sadly, but it's okay for them that they are still here. But look at this dead squad. Were we expecting them in the top six at the half stage of the semi-finale? No, I was. And then even Team Legion, they have been so consistent in the matches. They've got all the positioning points, the placement points that I'm referring to. Look at that Team Legion, 53 placement points, just 29 kills, managing inside the top eight teams over here. So this is exactly what they want. XGeneration doing the things right. They're getting good kills under their belt as well. But this is the pace that sort of starts getting me worried for teams. But I8 certainly is going to go through. I'm absolutely confident about this team that in the 10 matches they are going to perform a really good job here and keep themselves in the top 16 and definitely to the top 5 as well. But look at about Lost Esports, Knockout, Max Esports. They're going to be under the radar. It's going to be a very, very important day for them because by the end of the day, a lot of teams over there would have completed their 15 matches and others would have still be lying around with 10 matches behind them. So they sort of will have the target to push them, pull them down. And that is what you've got to make sure to give them a really good target over there.
To be honest, looking at North Esports at this particular junction, I'm kind of rather surprised, because
Yeah,
this is again one of those teams who sort of maintain that top 8 position every single time. I think around the 5th or 6th is where they sort of ended. But again, talking about I8 over here, they are going to be the ones making the headlines, right? Today they're going up against QWERTY yet again, and we do have that little bit of a stingy rivalry between Des. I don't know if it has been sorted or not. But yes, coming down to I8, what I do see is that they've got decent amount of kills. Now, what they
certainly.
need to work on is sort of convert those kills into possession points, and have enough kills so that you can have a perfect balance between the two, right? So that is one of those things that they must be eyeing out for. Now, considering it's Erangel yet again, they've had those trouble, right? If the circle is kind of towards a certain side, they're amazing. But if it sort of shifts away from them, that's where the trouble arises.
It really does. And the dingy rivalry with DS official fixes, as you mentioned, that sort of faded away with time, I think. And DS official on the last day
Departed.
yeah, they did not even came with a four-man squad. They played all the matches with three matches. So here we are. Thank you so much for our network sponsor Zong 4G. They're going to enter here inside the thanks to all the players that are connected on the network and are now going to play here inside this game over here from Mid Power towards the northern shore. We have this game on sort of is here, and look at this. There's one thing that is not present.
Well, that's unfortunate, right? In it, by the looks of it, it is gonna be team number 1, I believe, because or all right. So it's someone who's team number 5, okay. But either ways, if we talk about how the flight path trajectory looks like, it's sort of going on towards the northern side. Where do you expect the zone to be, Trooper? Because I have this hunch that we'll sort of looking at maybe Katka Puchinki circle. What about you?
Let's see if we're going to get that Gatka Pochinki circle or not. But certainly, it's going to be a very important game. Look at where the ES official and I8 are headed right now. So I would be looking for that sort of an encounter over here if that happens or not. But DS official, it looks like they have came here with all the four players today, so that is the right way to go. But Portal Esports somehow missing on their fourth lad inside this game, and I'm still figuring out which is the team that has sort of missed out this game, this all important game. They have just missed out over here. I think it's I8. No, I8 is here. Yeah, that's right.
I think it's the Billy Boys. It's the Billy Boys because that is one of those distinctive names that I really cannot forget. But like anticipated, it's indeed is a Gatka Pachinki circle. But we've got that southern inclination as well. We do see those areas of military base and. Well, I ain't. I mean, quite interesting choice of drops is what I do see from them. I'll be looking at a different drop location altogether. And in fact, if we even do not pay heed to it right now, we've got quite some scuffle happening around Yasnaya. So many teams together.
Yeah, a lot of teams over there. Knockout traditionally goes over there. We can see that Tyro 110 team as well over there. That is Rec Esports. So a lot of teams sort of moving towards the Sisnaya area. And look at this. That is why the commotion over here. You can see the vehicles already being used. They've seen the parachutes over the city, so they now want to go into that retreat stance. Not a good loot already for them, but yeah, certainly they would not like to stay here for long and want to go ahead inside the rotations for the first hold. As we have seen, the Gatka Pochinki circle, just as you were getting the hunch, is absolutely what we have got here. But look at this, Rec Esports just around the corner. We have just got one more team over here, three teams inside Yasnaya Poliana. You really got to retreat.
We indeed do have to retreat. But taking a look at things, I mean, well, I do not know, Professor. Well, he's sort of in the wrong hood, to be honest, because we sort of get spotted out by the boys from KO over there, and if Team Legion also decide to go after them, then it's going to be so much cumbersome for them. But now if you talk about how how the teams are positioned, Legion does have that one advantage. They do have that vehicle control, if they do, because I when I was in my competitive days used to love dropping off at Istaya, and the only trouble, the only challenge we always faced in these quad apartments is that we never I mean, most of the times we did have a vehicle, but there were times when we did not even have a vehicle. And going up against a team like TSM Entity in
Oh,
Yasnaya Polyana, that's where you sort of decide to kind of disengage and run for your lives, but that never happened. And eventually, there was a bloodbath, which on most occasions led into our demise, and on a few occasions we did sort of managed
wow.
to overcome.
Memories, right?
Yeah, memories.
Well. Because you've certainly had a good run against Entity there inside your Staya Poliana. But tell us a little bit more. Have you ever sort of got the big guns? Sometimes you eliminated them, like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it used to happen a lot. I mean, back in the days, I mean, before they were even a TSM entity, before they were, I think, ORB, that is where we
yeah,
had a majority of the skirmishes. Now, this
long
is
back.
something
Yes.
I'm talking about early 2019, right? It's been 2 years to that, and now things have completely changed. The way that time, I think we did not have a lot of players that were there previously. I think Ghatak, who used to play, and we did not see Z-God. I think Z-God joined after the PMCOs. But
Yeah.
either ways, it's uh, going back into the days, it always used to be a fierce competition, right? And they always knew that we would be over here in Yasnaya. They had a
Oh,
certain set of rotations, and I loved how they did their homework, right? Every time we sort of tried to do something new, even if we managed to take them down, the next time they made sure that they had an answer for it. So that is something that I would also expect in all these teams. But looking at the things, I mean, looking at how teams are positioning themselves, how they're looting, they do not mean any harm, right? They're
yeah.
just coming here, they're getting their drops, they're getting their loot, and they're just going out. I mean, no contestations, nothing at all.
That's a very important point that you bring in, and that only comes with that experience that you have as a player, right? So you know exactly that these teams are sort of trying to get away. They do not want this early scuffle to happen inside Yasnaya Poliana, and they really need to understand. Just as you mentioned, that the vehicle is a big concern when you drop inside Yasnaya Poliana, right? So we have just seen two teams that have got hold of the vehicle so far over there. Team Legion, on the other hand, I think they dropped in towards the area where the garage was, so it was sort of possible for them as well. I really hope that there's a vehicle in the garage, but clearly no contestation for three teams inside Yasnaya. So that tells you the mind frame of all the players that have dropped in here today.
Uh, and this is something really surprising, right? I mean, not really acquainted to see. I think even the last time when we did cast groups A and B, we did not see a lot of hassle around Yasnaya, right? Today it's completely jam packed. But this is one of those teams that has really, really impressed me. Of course, Team QWERTY. They mean monsters, right? They don't care. They just absolutely shred through everybody. But freestyle, I love the transition from just being an average team with a really rich past to a team that is capable of dominating and even winning the title. So I really loved how the players have been playing. I mean, this is the name might be same, but we do see a lot of new talent, new blood inside this roster, and I have been loving them.
It's absolutely important. Look at that, still sitting on the hashtag two position, and they're doing fairly
Exactly.
well. They were not looking so good at the start of the group stages, right? But certainly after the break, there's something has changed inside them. They're just moving things in the right direction for themselves as a team, and it is very, very important. Now, let's talk about Star over here. This team has made an amazing, amazing run fixes on the last day. Remember this team sitting on the hashtag 24th spot at point on the day number three. But then
Indeed.
something definitely changed inside them. They got a chicken dinner, then they got a final circle performance finish over there, and then out of the blue they are sitting on the hashtag nine position. So that tells you, that gives you that good inspiring stories to all the teams that are sort of looking to struggle on the third page right now. They can certainly up their ante at any point. So you got to look at what SAR has done for themselves and sort of take the inspiration from them.
Yeah, I mean, the simple way out is just have your, mindsets as to one game per time, right? You cannot focus on the bigger picture all single time. You have to focus on that one match that is ahead of you, and every single match you keep on doing that. Eventually, adds up, ends up with you getting a lot of good points. But what I'm really finding. To be honest, weird is for the first time ever. I'm looking at I8 opting for a different drop location, going in for different rotations. There's something really difficult for me to digest at this particular moment. But yes, it is definitely going to help their cause once this zone has formed. Once it kind of keeps shrinking, because it sort of kind of has negated the problem that they always had when they had to rotate from military base. They had to go all the way up, so a lot of time was being wasted, right? So
Yeah.
now with this current drop location, I do not know if it's something permanent or they just still trying new strats, but either ways it has really helped them in at least this particular zone.
Certainly, it is going to help them, and it's been quite some time that I've been spotting the exact same thing. That whatever the zone is, wherever the flight path is, they always go towards the military base, and they sort of have to come with a secondary tactics, and that is exactly what we are seeing IA do here over here. But look at this encounter that is happening. DS official, they're in a bit of spot of a pickle right now because IA behind their back, and the compound is now challenged by the team of 110 of Rect Esports over here. So let's see how they're going to deal with it. Professor on the charge, getting very close, pulls the player down just on a very low HP, but he's done the job for his team. Sergio goes on the trade, but they have got the time. But Ayat is lurking around over there. Look at this. This is not looking good for both teams as well. They are certainly being pinned down. It's going to be a difficult situation. This is Ayat making an impact on this fight over here.
All right. I mean, this is interesting because taking a look at how things have really popped off. I mean, you're talking about three squads going up against each other. You've got Rect, you've got IH, you've got Des, and now look at Quantum Rage. They also want a piece of the pie, right? Now you've got Adele just trying to pepper down a few bullets onto its Husky, who apparently has gotten away with things. Now this again brings me primarily to the fight in hand that's between Team Rect and I8, which was initially supposed to be between Des and Rect.
Certainly, and they did the smart thing over there. One of the lads who were just committed inside the compound, they just after he was eliminated, and they noticed multiple teams inside the vicinity that decided not to commit more players into the fight, and that's a very smart decision coming in from TDS at this point. It's certainly going to help their cause, but let's see what sort of an impact can they make in the overall scheme of things. Coming back to the circle fixes, what do you think is the possibility of that lighthouse coming into the equation over here? That Freddy Pier Beach, we have seen a lot of action coming in from that part, but we have freestyle. going
Yeah.
against Team Legion. We'll come back to that question. But right now, this fight, there's a push coming in. This is not looking good. Malik, with the scouting work for his team, is just trying to get that information that how many players are actually there inside that smoke cloud and what sort of an impact can they make. But now the utilities are being used from a distance. And
Oh,
look at that nade
whoa.
inside the shack over there. What a nade coming in from Gully Boy. The entire squad decimated. What an amazing, amazing game coming in. But look at the position of respect. The kind of range from where he's giving the cover fire to his team. This is an excellent, excellent team in operation right now.
Exactly. I mean, this is what I've been talking about, right? I've been loving how freestyle I've been playing. I do not know. I think maybe we were just too critical earlier back then when we kind of were really scoffing about their plays. But after that, the kind of a gameplay that they're putting on the table, I mean, this is out of the world. And is a Gully Boy. You talk about Tyrant, you talk about respect. Every single player has not just stepped up individually, but also as a wholesome unit, right? Now,
Yeah.
again, we were having this sort of conversation where earlier on we used to have trouble coming in from I8 that while they were crossing the military base, they had to face a lot of teams. Initially, a lot of time was wasted to get over there. They again come back to the mainland. So now this sort of drop location is really helping them. Look at them; they're exactly where they want to be. They love to play the center. They are indeed in the center now, which sort of increases the chances tenfolds of getting a chicken dinner.
Certainly, and that position, as you mentioned, if they constantly I just want them to have an alternate strategy because if you just keep working on one strategy on every single level, like if you're playing in Pakistan, you have the same strategy in the map of your angle. If you're playing on the world level, you have got the same strategy. So someday or the other, there's going to be a coach who's going to tell his team that look, this is the fault in their gameplay, and this is the fault uh, in their strategy. So they can get targeted, and this is a good read from the team like I8, right? They've sort of gone for a backup plan, a secondary plan, and I would really like to see how they're going to explore these options also because it's going to help them in the long run. Because you never know when your drop gets contested by a big team, like it happened when Navi dropped into their drop location during the World Invitational as well. What if Navi decides to change their drop and sort of starts showing up inside a tournament back again and again inside in the military base? You really need to have a backup strategy for that. But right now, coming back to the game that we have, it's I8 in operation once again. Random forward, that is the team they've got out in the open, just deploying players from the flank angle. This is crypto enough, and this is an amazing, amazing play. Look at that, and Pubg has got both
So
the players
beautiful.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a beautiful beast in action, and I absolutely love whenever I8 just gets skills. It's always good to see crypto the way. Look at that, he's not even gone for the loot. He's just knocked two players and gone back to his position. That is the brilliance of this player, and I absolutely love this player at any level where he plays.
Exactly. I mean, this is where you have to be at your highest level, right? And exactly, crypto. It's so mesmerizing just to watch this player, kind of position himself, then open up his ideas, take those shots, instantly disengage after that one successful fight. Now that is signs of a good player. That is something that I always never did. Right, and all I mean, after a squad wipe, the only focus we did have was go in for the loot. All right, whoever your opponent has looted, maybe get those extra, bullets, extra ammunition, those utilities, anything. I'd love that. And in that, spur of moment, I really used to forget that it is a competitive lobby and teams are around me, and then I used to get my backs literally, slapped off. But either ways, we've got another fight. You've got DS and Star right beside each other. Star really enjoying that little trench that they've got, and Des just working around with where we do see the players of Knockout going up against Freestyle.
That trench towards the southwest part of the city is sort of like the best addition to this Erangel map that I've liked, the changes from the past. But right now, we have this action developing just close to the lighthouse area that we were referring to. It's the petrol station where Team Knockout that started their journey from the Snaya Poliana city are finding themselves in a very good spot because the zone is going to start closing in 30 seconds and Freestyle sort of have got an opening on them and are closing in on the angles, but Freestyle got to be aware, they got to be really really cautious because they also got to make an impact inside the zone, and it's team like I8 that are holding the circle. Look at where NFP Sky is right now. They've also got a good position to play with, and look at what they are doing. They're using those guns. to pin down players from knockout right now. Even freestyle, they will be hearing these mini shots. They will be really cautious about how they're going to rotate. And look at this, they are hurting other teams as well that are trying to make an impression from this western blue line, and that is Team Unpredictable getting some heavy fire from this.
Yeah, I mean, Team Freestyle, they're definitely, at the top of their game right now, the way they've been playing. But looking at NFP Sky, Ash will get those important few kills for himself. Manik being taken down, he's gonna get that res back up. But now we've got the players over here from Team NP trying to get inside the circle. But KSF way too out in the open and has been punished by the team. Considering Freestyle, 7 kills already. I mean, this really wanna kind of match up against QWERTY. They really wanna get that first spot for themselves. Not really gonna settle themselves with the second spot that they have. But again, we're talking about I8, we're talking about QWERTY. Look at Voltrex's position, right? With Wolverine. It's sort of really dicey, might just get caught off any single moment. But Emmet being taken down, Absol does have the same fate as well, and all courtesy to NFP Sky. And look at this, jumping right inside the waters.
And look at this, what is happening. Sky is sort of knocking down the players, and Freestyle from the flanked angles is sort of picking up on the knocked players over there. So they're getting kills. Gully Boy stole a kill over there, then Malik stole a kill over there. They're having a wonderful gala time. NFP holding the edge, they're putting players down, and they're just making sure. Now Ahmed goes down, he's the final lad to be sure. And definitely that was an amazing jump coming in from the years of Facial. And look at Crypto. He's now holding on to a concrete cover. This is a team that plays that has so many different strategies. I really like how Crypto is using the concrete cover right now, because I've seen him out in the open so many times. He got knocked in the last day on the Miramar bridge, trying to overexpose himself over that bridge over there. And now he's using the concrete cover. So it looks like a completely different team today. And it's looking good.
Indeed, it is. Right now, I mean, a lot of teams have actually stepped up, and I really like the positioning from Quantum Rage. We've got Unpredictable taking an early exit over here as, well, Team QWERTY just playing in from the peripheries of the circle, and we've got the players of Freestyle sort of trying to move around them. Now, this is one of the fights that we would love to witness, but a lot of grenades are being exchanged from both the sides. Now, we've got Wolverine and Voltrax, both of them down. Khan right in front of Tyrant, and he makes no mistake in punishing him for being at such a precarious position. But why are nades being flown over every second here and there? I'm only witnessing players falling down to frag grenades.
Yeah, certainly those days. Even Khan, just before getting picked off by Tyrant, the nade that he released got a player down over there. And that is why Freestyle could not commit themselves. But look at this nade, very close over there, and just on the wrong side of the tree, so that there was no damage to Voltrix or even Destroyer. Destroyer was just the last guy standing. He's done a pretty good job for regrouping his team. But Malik, they have an idea, and they know exactly where the lads are right now. They're not going to allow them to get away so easily. But this is Team QWERTY we are talking about. They know how to deal with these situations. That is why, look at how many nades these players have been carrying, at least for the last 1.5 minutes. It's been a utility battle, and Khan goes behind, but gets picked off once again. This is Respect who gets this knock, and now it's going to be really difficult for the lads of QWERTY to sort of design a comeback from here, because they're getting picked off in numbers and they're getting hurt. This is Team Freestyle doing an excellent gatekeeping, holding the top of the ridge, not allowing the team of QWERTY to enter inside the zone. It's going to be very difficult for Team QWERTY. These two lads have got to put off something spectacular if they want to go ahead in this game.
They certainly have to, and finding off Team QWERTY, the team that's leading the charts in terms of overall standings, and then sending them off with a really bad beating. This is going to be intense, right? We've got Respect, of course, knocked out by a nade from elsewhere by the boys from KO, but they've sort of made sure that they get Voltrix down in the process as well. We've got Destroyer, the last player surviving, who apparently has been eliminated right now, as we do have another fight in which we do see I8 going up against NFP Sky.
this is the compound that I8 was holding. You don't challenge their fortress so easily. You cannot take it. And this is I8 proving a point. None of them even knocked down over there. Now they get a good loot. But Johnny gets knocked from a different location. I want to see that is Quantum Rage holding the backlines of the compound and giving them the damage. And Trinta sort of trying to give it the smoke through that wall over there, but through that window over there. Not allowed to throw the smoke grenade past that wall, past that window. He's going to find that out. But look at this now. NFP Sky, they have got a last player, Ash, sort of holding a position. But Rafe, you remember that jump inside the water? He's still surviving over here. And does he have an idea? And I think he has. Oh! Standing right behind him! He eliminates him. What was that? Wow.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. The first question is, why on earth would he have to take such a plunge, right? If you're the only lonesome player of your squad, why are you taking such a risk when you already know there is a player just waiting for you, just to hunt you down? But now, Quantum Rage really is supposed to be enjoying the position advantage that they had, but at the same moment, we do have Crypto that we're talking about, right? And he's managed to knock off Weekend in the process of Dil. Now he's providing that cover fire, but looking at Respect just wiping down another squad. I mean, I really want to see how many kills have Freestyle gotten for themselves, because last I saw it was something around 10 to 12. Definitely the numbers have increased up, but now they are facing a formidable opponent, and that's going to be I8, who apparently have decided to push the players of Freestyle on.
Wow, interesting decision coming from I8 with the zone. They know they cannot hold the compounds. Now they're going to play that we know that they play beautifully. FS, they have sort of stopped QWERTY inside the stand, inside this process of coming towards the zone, and team I8 have just created a big opening on the lads of Freestyle right now. It's going to be very difficult for Freestyle to sort of get away from the situation. And look at them, they are not concentrating towards the team that has closed on to them. They are sort of clearing the other side of the ridge from where Portal Esports is trying to come in. But it's going to be a good enough time for Portal Esports to regroup, because Freestyle have all their own sets of problems to deal with. Respects need a revive over there, but Malik, he's sort of very eager to get some important points in this position. DS Official goes down at 8th position out there. More kills there, but Respect needs a quick revive. Let's see how I8 is going to allow Team Freestyle to flourish once again over here.
Well, it's going to be really interesting. Now, Usam having that angle, this is where you are going to need a few extra grenades on yourself. That's where you start hoping. But I8, not really shy. I mean, I like their setup. You know, you've got a 2-2 setup. You haven't really gone all in. You've made sure that you are safe, and you've left the rest of the players up ahead into the battle. And well, 2 would have been enough. Now, Crypto has spotted a lot of heads, right? He's just tapping along with his M4, and he's succeeding at that. But then again, you know, everything apart, I still feel that Quantum Rage do have a very good chance. All they need to do is just hold on to their horses and make sure that this knock on Crypto gets converted into a kill.
You really need to get that lad out quickly if you want I8 to get eliminated. But look at that, Portal Esports, very good, and they are sort of giving the taste back of their own medicine to Freestyle. But Respect now commits himself to a different team altogether. So they are just having this habit of picking on multiple teams at the same time. This is something Freestyle has got to deal with. But now, Johnny, Respect goes down eventually. They've got a really good number of kills. Freestyle, they were in, look at that, 15 kills for them. Got eliminated in the 6th position. But they were picking on fights with multiple teams at the same time, and that is what has hurt them. Now Envy, they've got a player who's just backstabbing them. He gets that is Sexy Whistle, gets eliminated eventually, but could have hurted I8 over there, who somehow hang on there with a very fine thread. And now let's see if they're going to regroup and come, because Quantum Rage is still holding all those key positions that you were mentioning about Pixel.
I mean, Sex Pistol, to be honest, over there, he completely whiffed, right? He had all the chance in the world. He knew all he had to do is just take one of their players down, then just finish them both off. You're getting 2 extra points for yourself, but he did not do that. Now, Quantum Rage, they're on a spree of their own, now eliminating the likes of Portal Esports. Now, we just have the final 3 teams in contention. Now, Team Wrecked, if you take a look at them, they're right beside Quantum Rage. Now, maybe I8 would be wanting for this fight to implode, and that is when they might decide to sort of go in as a third party team and finish off whoever survives the Red Quantum Ridge fight. But Denver making those noises might just get heard, as we do have Oreo getting knocked out.
This is like esports now hurting the lads of Quantum Rays. This is certainly what they were not expecting to happen to them inside the final circle. But look at that! Crypto somehow has found an opening. His pull down was now. It's John's turn. He's hurt the lads of Red Esports. Yes, goes down over there. They are just trying so hard to get the skill because they themselves have stolen so many kills out there today. So they know exactly how it is shaping around here. But look at IED go now. They're just clearing in for the last match. Denver, he will definitely get some impact, but eventually goes down. And that is Team IED on the last day over here. Look at on the fourth day of the semi-finale. When they were heading into the second set of the matches inside the semi-finale, they made sure they start off proceedings from the right thing, and that is getting a chicken dinner, a 14 kill chicken dinner for them. And look at the overall ranking position for them straight away. #6.
Yes, indeed. And well, I mean, this is a climb that they love. 6 positions being bounced just from that one game. Last we did saw when the overall standings had come off, they were at 12th position. Now consider the chicken. Now they're on the 6th. Now this is exactly what we needed from I8, and everything sort of started off with the first change in their drop location, which really made things easier for them as the circle sort of started shrinking in. And the best part was the fights that they chose for themselves. Now usually there are teams who completely start getting overwhelmed once they are performing, getting a few kills here and there, and they sort of throw all their players at one place. But no, I8 really played it smart. They played it safe, and Johnny has to be the hero with the way things really happened up. I mean, Team Envy, Sex Pistol, he had all the chance in the world to sort of deny I8 this chicken dinner, but he whiffed.
He's sort of becoming the Mr. Dependable for the team after Crypto,
Yep.
certainly. Because when you look at Crypto, you know that the lad in front of him is going down, right? But I'm starting to get this feeling for Johnny as well. The way he was quickly scoping in, peeking in from the right hand side, and then just coming back inside the cover. Very, very important thing to do. But look at that. Somehow, the lads of Freestyle have managed to keep Crypto out of the top 4 players in this game. And I absolutely like the challenge that they're giving to Crypto over here. But the way they have played this game, Gully Boy, 6 kills, and I'm absolutely sure that he's stolen 2 of those skills over there. At least one for Malik and one for Gully. That is what Gully Boy. That is what I spotted. But however you get them does not matter. The important thing is they got 15 kills in the #6 position. All they got to take from this game as a homework is not to indulge in multiple fights at the
Yep.
same time. They got to station themselves in a position, just like look at what IA did. They went back. They were on the ridge already, right? Where Freestyle was eventually taking their fights. But they went inside towards those scattered houses and sort of took the cover for a little while and then came back again on the ridge. So you got to learn from your opponents as well. And this is something for Freestyle to take from this game.
I think I'm not going to be really critical about freestyle this particular game, and yes, I think the only shortcoming that they had was spotted out and mentioned by you, because that is what went wrong, right? They were right out in the open, and they were taking multiple fights at the same time and going up against a team like QWERTY. They did eliminate them, but they were sort of complacent about the other threats looming around them. So as a result of which they did get taken down. I mean, look at this, 15 kills. I mean, they almost wiped out 4 squads, but still the position points just being 4. So shows how teams have really focused on a lot on those survival points, right? Now Quantum Rage has found the perfect balance between getting good points and good kills, and that is
Yeah.
exactly what they've done. 20 points out of it. But teams that need to wake up, teams that had been terrible, has to be Team Legion, because I really felt they had a very promising position right from the early start. They kind of messed it up.
See, both these two teams at the bottom started their journey from the city of Yasnaya, Poland, right? So clearly tells you if you do not get a looting space in the early half of the game, that clearly can sort of make it back towards the end. Unpredictable, sort of, they were caught off rotation. I really could not understand. If you're coming in from Fairwear and Primoz, that is not the road that you need to take, right? Either you take a wider rotation from the beach area, or you can take a wider rotation from the other side of the ridges, because there's the two set of hills. Those are sort of the higher ground towards that end, and you got to sort of avoid them trying to enter inside the zone. So all these little things that these teams have to take care of. Other than that, I've really enjoyed the game here. The way I8 was going about at this point, they were controlling the mid game beautifully, and then it was completely a freestyle show. And the way they were picking off kills, they were dominating the lobby, trying to wipe off Queen QWERTY. It was an excellent technical fight that we witnessed, and all these highlights here in the Oppo F19 Pro moments, you're going to have a clear idea of how these teams were sort of putting up the absolutely wonderful show over here.
I mean, right now, to be honest, this particular first match did not really suit my taste, in the sense of which I'm gonna say it was just three teams going big, right? That's gonna be freestyle. We've got I8, of course, the ones that get who got the chicken dinner, and Quantum Rage. These are the only three teams that did perform. But again, at the point where you were in, where majority of the teams have played 10 games respectively, these are not the kind of mistakes you're supposed to make. And we did see a lot of careless moves, careless steps being taken by all these teams, and they've sort of been punished for that. Everyone in this region has potential, right? You just need to be the heroes. You need to figure out the right move. And with this being said, freestyle have finally managed to topple over QWERTY.
Yeah, and they've done it inside the playground themselves, right? They stopped QWERTY from getting in over there, and now it's equal to show. I think they're leading because of the chicken dinner, and even they have a good kill points over there. So it's a wonderful show that freestyle is pulling off over here, and we'll keep a close eye. It's good to see Team I8 back inside the first wave. It's going, and we're going to keep an eye on how far along are they going to stay away from that hashtag 1 and 2 position. It's going to be the thing to watch out for as the day progresses. But this is how we are completing the top 16 teams in the overall ranking for now. Max Esports, XGeneration, they are still here. They have not. They've just played the 10 matches, but they're still making their way here. On the third page are the teams that are sort of inside the trouble some situation. There, that is the red zone. And they really got to partner up. PLBoys not showing up and not really happy with the way they've got here. But PS Offical, R3KT Esports, I think they really need to get some good points. They're missing out on opportunities over here.
Exactly, and the PLBoys with opting not to play today's game. I don't know what they were thinking, but well, there's kind of slimming down on the chances of making it to the next stage, right? That is exactly what they're doing right now, and they really started off big. They really started off well. I really loved how Des had stepped up, but eventually, as the days went on, they kind of started fizzling out again. The same old story, right? We did see this in the group stages, but now that our first game is done, right? I really loved how I pulled off this comeback. But again, the question arises in my mind is how far they can go by the end of today's evening. So I'm really excited to see the remainder of matches from their side. And we haven't really gotten the chance to talk about QWERTY a lot as well.
We'll certainly do that. We'll certainly see what IN and the likes of QWERTY are going to do on 4 matches that they got to play today. But all that action on the other side of this very short break.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. What's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Zone 4J, official partner of PUBG Mobile in Pakistan. PUBG Mobile का real मजा सिर्फ Zone 4G पर. Let's get digital.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to PUBG Mobile National Championship Pakistan 2021, sponsored by the Oppo F90 Pro. Hook up your fun, and we have got Fixes over here. Fixes, what do you think about the game number one? What are you expecting in the remaining four matches today?
Well, to be honest, I mean, in game number one, it was again IE domination. Everything just came down right for them, right? Their first drop location change, and then how the circle really shifted. But now we are heading in to the deserty lands of Miramar, right? Because if you talk about Miramar, this is where I would want to see QWERTY shine. Because the first game was sort of a nightmare for them, and that is one of those things that they would want to forget about. That kind of an engagement against freestyle really did go against them 100%. But today, and in fact in this particular match, they would want to redeem themselves, get their first spot back, uh, and the only way is perform better than freestyle, and maybe get a chicken dinner for yourself.
Yeah, certainly. But again, once again, we are just going in with those 15 teams. So clearly, a disappointing show towards the end from the Billy Boys over here, and we should have sort of given given that effort of last day because they still had got 10 matches remaining. I really hope everything is okay and they're just not coming for a different reason here. But let's see how this game of Miramar is going to go. I ate once again inside the city of Los Canos, but they've got some really close neighbors over there that is Team Envy. Sort of that is not they're not really doing good in the overall scheme of things. So let's see how Envy is going to do. And the circle right here with the Eastern Shore, those two little islands are still there. Pixels. What do you think?
I mean, right now, all right, Troop, I didn't know where you're trying to get this conversation into, but no, not today, not today. I'm not in the mood of for some crazy circles. I think that is something I would love to see during the finals,
No.
because that is something that makes it unique, right? That's something
Yeah.
that makes it rare. Now, if we have hardcore Eastern Island circles every single day, then I'm not going to be thrown off from my chairs. But now, taking a look at how things are, even Quantum Rage, I loved how these lads have even stepped up in the first game. This time, not really having much trouble, just heading in to their own drop location. But Sky Ash, being present over in that gas station, might just decide to take things into his own hands. But no, he's rather focused on looting more.
Let's see what they're going to do eventually. That we're going to find that out. But I'm inside the action right now, and that is something I'm really liking these days. The way this SMG has been buffed up, it sort of has given them given these guns a really good chance to win fights if you use them adequately, and that is a really nice thing. All these teams sort of trying to head toward their drop right now. We've seen Quantum Race, right? We've seen them in a lot of action in the Montego City, but let's see where they are going to go this time. They certainly look far off right now, but already some guns that they have got. But coming back to the situation here in Los Angeles, we have got Crypto very close to Absol. Let's see what's going to happen here.
Yep, I mean, crypto just beside the players of Team Envy. Now, this is again one of those situations where they kind of are accustomed to looming threats around them. Now, they've not changed a lot around their gameplay in Miramar, at least. They still love dropping off at Los Leones. This is where they try to pop off. Now, teams do not contest I8 over here, even if they do drop in the same drop location. They sort of mind their own business, and once they're done with their once they're done with their loot, they just head into the circle. Now, this is something that I'm gonna presume is gonna happen, but you never know. If Team Envy decides, to go after IA, that's completely up to them. But for that, they need to find some sort of an opening, and by the positioning, I do not think they intend to do so.
Certainly, and this is Quantum Race back in controlling the city of that team region in rotation, very close to the city of Montego, and they're somehow Kevlar gets picked off with those N16 shots on the single set, right? It's a very good connection over there from the lads of Quantum Race to pick up that kill.
Yeah, of course. I mean, now Quantum Rage after that first game, they're really feeling comfortable with the way they've been playing. I think they've done a fairly decent job so far. Even entering inside of Miramar, getting that first kill on board is gonna help their cause. Now, all these players, I like how they play as a unit, right? They decide that they've not got any kind of a flashy player who sort of goes big in a certain particular game, but every single player in this squad does make sure they do their job absolutely fine. So that is what I would expect from a good team. That is what Quantum Rage have been delivering so far. Now this sort of brings me to again Team Legion and their positioning. Look at the mini map, right? Two of their players on the northern side, two of their players on the southern side, Quantum Rage in between, but again it's still Quantum Rage having the upper edge in this fight.
They are, and this is just because of the fact that they are holding crucial positions and they know the city perfectly. Look at the gun that is using on this range. He's ready with the arm, and once again, I absolutely love it. But yeah, coming back to the point, these are important, critical, higher grounds that this team knows where to hold on, and that is why you can see Team Legion in that big step of bother they are. And look at that split on the lads as well. One of them, lad, they are so far away, splitted away from his team. It's going to be a difficult situation for Team Legion to give an impact on this game, considering the fact that they did not have a really good last game as well. So they really need to pick up pace here in this Miramar game, and we'll keep a close eye on them. That what they're going to do here.
Indeed, we are. And, you know, right now, the way this circle has really formed again, look at I8. They're going in for a really quick rotation. They've gotten those hilly areas for themselves right at the center. But now that is something that Freestyle would also want. Now, this
Yeah.
is where we might just have the two giants colliding against each other. But again, this thing has to be mentioned over here that Freestyle has opted for a 2-2 split. And last time it sort of did not work out. This time I want to see how it goes in the favor, or is it just going to be I8 who going to get the better out of this particular situation, as QWERTY, again one of the other teams, they're just simply looting around San Martin.
Yeah, and they've got no challenge over there. Look at the split on the lads of DS as well. I mean, Random 4 is just towards those split compounds very close to water treatment. They're looting up over there in that valley. But it doesn't look a very bad situation for Kuri to win right now. They've stepped up into the vehicles. They're looking to make their initial rotation now. And let's see where they're going to station themselves. Clearly, the likes of I8, Freestyle, they are trying to move towards the center, control those spaces. We have seen Team Sky just very close to the city of Picado as well. They're also sort of making their rotation from that area, trying to move a little bit closer to the center. Let's see what sort of compounds they are going to eventually station themselves in. And this is a very important shift, right? The second circle, where it is going to for a lot of teams who are going to find themselves inside the circle or have to go towards that rotation once again. All these things come into play quickly.
Yeah, I mean, right now, the way Team Keo has been playing, how do you feel about the Knob Trooper? They kind of have been in the thick and thins of things. They haven't really been a squad that is going to make headlines. But again, they have definitely not been the squad to slip up. So, being at the middle of the things, where do you find them once we head into the finals?
Team Knockout, they've made some surprising performances in the semi-finale as well. I was certainly not expecting them to appear in the final circles on the day number three, just the way they did. And now it looks good for them. The position sort of is looking good for them. They've done the good work already inside the first 10 matches. They just need to continue that work and just not deteriorate their position. They had a really bad game, the first one, but they really got to come up with a better strategy in this one. And if they are going to keep the momentum going the way they have been performing, I'm not saying they have been outshining and the momentum is absolutely going to make them the best team of the region, but yeah, they are certainly going to make it to the finale. And that is something at this point is what they would be trying themselves.
Indeed, they would. But MK14 again. I mean, I've sort of been inclined towards MG3 these days a lot, considering what it really offers. But yeah, MK14, hell yes, I would take that any single day. Now, Team Star. Uh, Now, the first game of Erangel Trooper was a sort of a silent affair for all these big teams, right? It was just three teams performing. That's it. Every other was just getting taken off. Maybe someone was taking a dip. Either ways, it was just Night, Quantum Rage, and a freestyle show. Now, this sort of a game has been pretty slow, to be honest, and this is something that is a regular day story in a map like Miramar. Early game going slow, then suddenly everyone sort of crowding on each other, and then that's where you see all these fights happening. But I do feel Khatir, he spotted out Voltrox there, but he's not gonna take shots from this long range at least.
He certainly is not going to, because he knows that that might just be the area that they would also want to go in a little bit of a time. So they do not want any team to sort of uh, give and pose problems for them if they have the information. Look at the cluster that is sort of forming towards the center of the circle right now. It's going to be a very important shift when the third circle comes, and it's good to see. It's good to see the team division sort of has regrouped. They're making their rotation, heading towards that road that is going to take them towards Sanhok, and that's not going to be a very bad spot to be in, to be really honest. That's a really good high ground just towards the eastern side and southern side of Sanhok, and I believe that's a very important ridge that has left vacant right now. And if the circle shifts towards that side, any team that is going to hold the high ground over there is certainly going to be bad.
Oh, indeed, they are. And now, if we have to, you know, talk about Portal's positioning, that has been terrible in Erangel. They had been wiped out in a jiffy, but this time they intend to change things around. And a low toss grenade is going to help their claw cause, and not a long toss one. And these are those small amateurish mistakes that even big teams tend to make, and they get punished as a result of that. And Insane, however, does find that knock on towards Emmet, and well, Nocto will not make any excuse before finishing him off. And again, this sort of, I do not understand why. Why would you have to go for a high toss grenade? But either ways, Nocto gets the job done. Now Team Tyro in a whole world of trouble. They're just about to get eliminated. Standing on just that one player. This is a QWERTY Portal Esports. Might just go in for the push. And there we have it. Bomb to an Insane already pushing in. You've got 420 in a different area altogether. He's just gonna wait outside a little bit. But again, the kind of a breathing space that Tyro would sort of denied of, now they've been granted that. But Mom2 still wanting to take on head-on duel has been traded off. 420 will make sure he finishes him off and gets another one as well. And Tyro, now they are changing the tides, as Nocto is definitely going to chime in on a 1v3 situation. A 420 OP, he has been playing out of his mind. And now Nocto, this one grenade might just change things up a bit, but no, here Tyro instead, they go in, and well, 420 going in for a whole squad wipe all by his lonesome.
Wow, wow, wow. He's pulled it off for his team. Amazing, amazing over there. And that's a very important fight to win under the circumstances right now. And that is going to do their confidence a lot of good. But let's see how the other fights are going to take shape. And we're down to 14 teams now. And the silent game that you were telling Fixes is sort of coming towards an exciting end. And this is I8 against Team QWERTY, just towards the graveyard area. See what's going to happen.
Indeed, we've got to see what's gonna happen. And now we've got Uzim. Right, he's got his crosshairs on the players of QWERTY, and there you have it. He spots one and takes him off. And Khan kind of being oblivious about I8's presence around this graveyard area. Now, this is going to be interesting, because I8 are just gonna pounce down and destroy their vehicles, making sure that they do not have any escape routes for them if the circle sort of goes away from them.
Yeah, certainly. And this is look at that opening that is being trying to get created over here. I8, let's see what they're going to do, because the kind of risk that they're holding up, even just one or two lads holding up there are going to pour down a big spray. But this is Team Star going down here. That is Apsa making sure to capitalize on the kills over here. This is all happening towards the southeast side of the edge right now. And all these teams we have seen towards getting towards that central area. It's going to create a big cluster for the teams.
Indeed, it is. Now we've got to see if Star can do something with their rotation around here. We've got Fury. Let's see what is he up to. But right now, Usim has managed to get that one knock, but that's not gonna be really a game changer because, of course, the players have been raised back up. And now Voltrox, the position he's sort of holding now, they do know. I mean, there's a certain team around him because in competitive lobbies, now once you get that initial knock, you do not know who exactly is opposite of you and who are you dealing with unless and until you wipe out the entire squad. That's where the realizations sink in. But Destroyer, look at his heads. I mean, just barely surviving on 10% HP.
Yeah, really. And let's see how this is going to go in from here. But angles at high ground, the split situation for freestyle, they're going to sort of control all these rotations. We saw Team Knockout coming in from the southeast side, right? And look at what they found themselves in. This is not a good place to park your vehicle, my friend Traco. How are you going to get this away? I think it's a lost
Oh.
cause now. When even he goes down, why are you peeking around when your vehicle is getting shots in that direction? And that is going to be added pressure for his teammates. Even Dani, that is clearly lack of information. Even he parks his vehicle in a spot that is spotted for Gully Boy and is available for him to shoot at. This is not the kind of performance and the rhythm I was talking for for the lads of Knockout to be in.
Yeah, I mean, again, things have started going alright to them, and there you have it. Upset trying to make a move and gets eventually picked up by Kali Boy. Beautiful spray control coming in from this particular lad. Now we've got I8 just rotating around the peripheries. Now I don't think the squad, in fact, the players of I8 is gonna have any trouble. But any single moment while defending this push, that is where the real fights might begin.
It certainly can. And look, I really like the split on freestyle right now. The kind of control over the high ground. We saw what Gully. Oh, look at that vehicle explosion coming in from Voltrex. Two players out of the lobby right away. They're from Quantum Rage, and they've got more players to continue the game. But that's a big impact on them. And this is what I was talking about from the lads of freestyle over there. Gully Boy does go down, but they're really good space to sort of regroup as well and apply that pressure once again. But this is QWERTY from the distance, from the southern half of the circle, making a big impact on the team, controlling those high grounds. And one more knock over there. Crystal goes down this time. That is Kanu to the Salah that is making a big impact. I8, they are regrouping in a smoke cloud over there. They really need some more time. But look at this freestyle holding the high ground. This might just be the end, and that it is. I8 out of the lobby inside the Miramar.
Yeah, they're caught in a really sticky situation where they would have never wanted to be in. And the worst part is, getting stuck in between freestyle and QWERTY. And they were absolutely just demolished. Now, one good K, the second one becomes a nightmare for them. So, still, three more remaining. I think they definitely can pull off a comeback. But right now, we gotta see as to how. In fact, the players of Random 4 are performing over here.
Who got on the ridge over there. Unpredictable, sort of trying to control this ground. They're doing a really good patrolling job here. Let's see if they're going to catch a hold of more players. And look at that remover doing up the finishing up job over there and clearing out the last player of Random 4 as well. Now we have freestyle holding the high ground still, not allowing Team Knockout to come into the equation. We saw them eliminate the likes of I8 a little while earlier. QWERTY on the far side is also spotted. So this is a very good position, a very good game, a middle game that we can call a mid game for the team of freestyle. But they got to leave this ridge now. They got to leave this higher ground and they got to enter a different terrain completely. As the fourth circle is closing in, we are going to get the fifth circle pretty soon. And clearly, look at that, 280 meters outside. Now, unpredictable. On the western edges, they were doing the tidying up job over there. They found a lads of Legion as well. Two of the lads trying to give his other teammate a very good cover fire, but not succeeding in it. But ooh, look at this open revive without a smoke. Is it going to get executed? A very tricky situation. And yes, he does execute. He's under the radar. Shots being taken. And no, that revive is not going to get executed so easily. They have been spotted and they're getting pinned down. A smoke might have been so friendly over there.
It indeed would have been, but now we've got dead player. He's got his eyes set up on towards remover. In a single moment, once the smoke dissipates, he's gonna take those shots. And remover, he's just moving around here and there, and just waiting for the smoke to get cleared. And once it does, remover, I'm really getting worried about him. But even before that, you've got Shroud taking down Kathir. Now, NFP Sky have opted in for a push. Now,
Wow.
Helsi getting taken down in the process. Now, Fizz is somehow managed to keep himself alive. Where we've got dead player getting knocked out right out in the open. So this is gonna be really detrimental for Team Legion, considering how they position. They've got to retreat. They've got to make sure that they get their teammates back in action. But how is it all gonna happen? That is the bigger question.
Well, the nade was just certainly directed a little bit earlier on the stand over there. He wanted to plan that nade on the other side of that shack over there. But look at the kill feed, even Freestyle going in a fight. Players of Knockout sort of giving a really tough time to the lads of Freestyle. And this is just because of the fact of the circle is shift over there. Freestyle trying to make an impact and getting inside the zone is becoming a difficult task for them. We've got Team Legion that is regrouped but very close to them on the other side. You can see Team QWERTY also stationing themselves. They've got two teams that they can keep again. Now, even Team Sky is not in a very good position, considering the fact that Team QWERTY is also now inside the vicinity. On the other side of the road, we can see that the lads of Team Envy are also holding up. It's a very big cluster that is sort of shaping up towards the southern side over there. And let's see who's going to benefit out of this.
Because I mean, it's a really big cluster out here that we've gotten ourselves into. We've got the players of Team Legion, and we've got Team Sky. So Team Sky, they've been going big ever since. Now they started off with some kills. Now at the next moment we take a look at them, they've already gotten more than 10. So well, it's going to be interesting as to how much more are they going to get for themselves. But Quantum Rage, on the other hand, have managed to wipe out Freestyle. I sort of missed out on that, but it's okay. We do know it's Quantum Rage who are apparently feeling themselves. Have managed to
Oh.
get 3 kills, but we've got Ash going in for the push. Right in front of them lie Team Envy.
Yeah, Team Legion now make sure that they are eliminated from the game now. Let's see, it was a big name coming in over there. But now Team Cody, the problem for them is they're going to go onto the other side of the road, and that's a very big open space to be for them. They've got some smokes deployed over there. Asad Khan sort of trying to do the job over there, trying to make sure that he clears off the threat from coming in from the lads of DS official. They're also on the far side of the road over there, and that's going to be a very difficult situation for Team Cody to deal with. Imagine if it's difficult for QWERTY. How is the likes of NFP and Rect, the two lads over there, how are they going to deal with it? It's official, they are under the threat from the players of Quantum Rage right now that are also trying to apply that pressure to get inside the circle. It's going to be really important because this is the sort of opening that is going to help Team QWERTY to cross that road and hold up a better position. But are they going to execute it at this point, or are they going to wait a little while longer so that they can clear their backlines? That is what something I got to keep my eye on. But look at this, the sixth circle has started closing in. It's going to be very difficult. If Team NB has spotted the right area to control right now, they're not going to allow any team, Team Star, they're not going to allow any team to cross the road, and that might just be the end for Team QWERTY. But they make sure that they pin down Team Sky before that. Now the moment of truth, how is Team Khan going to deploy themselves over the other side of the road? And they're deploying the smokes on the road over there. This is going to be interesting.
This indeed will be, because now Des have done quite some interesting job at surviving. But look at Adele's position. He's outside the blue zone, and he's taking some hefty amount of damage. And considering it's the sixth circle, it's going to make things so much more difficult. Now we've got the players of Team Envy just peppering down on all those bullets over there. Quantum Rage they'll finally falling victim to the player zone. Now we've got Team QWERTY in a very precarious position. They've got their players alive. They've got everyone out there, but Khan is being taken down. Now again, Destroyer falling. Now it's all down to its pole trucks over here. The last solo survivor, and he's getting hammered down from every possible direction.
It was a very difficult rotation, to be really honest. I was expecting Envy to do the clear up job, but on the other side, it was DS Official who decided not to rotate and somehow stay on this part of the edge and make an impact on the rotation of QWERTY. We can see Ultrix just down to that one player now, and unpredictable are playing a really unpredictable game, just like their name, and holding on to the this. Look there, DS Official, all the four lads standing, exchanging loot over there. This is the problem that they got to face now, because it's not a lot of cover to play with. They really needed a big amount of smoke to survive over there. They got to make a mad run to the other side if only they can survive.
I mean, gonna see as to how they're gonna perform over here. I think this chicken dinner sort of looks to go into the bags of Team Envy, the way they've been playing, and Absol and KSF. They've really closed in on the gap. Vortex right in front of them. Any single moment, if Vortex makes any small slight movement, he's gonna get picked off. But at the same time, I'm really happy at seeing Unpredictable staying alive for so long. But again, Goose just spraying him down, and Shroud will be the one who gets the finish. Now, Sex Pistol is trying to come in. He's got that airdrop as a cover for himself, but I mean, just being in a 3v4 situation with KSF knocked out and Unpredictable, I just have a chance at winning this one, Trooper.
Certainly they have, and we have seen Unpredictable get some chicken dinners during the group stages as well. It's a perfect start for the team of Unpredictable on this day number 4 over here in this Miramar game, and they would certainly like to capitalize on this position. Now, Evan trying to take the vehicle, and Lapsaw holding up the cover position over there. Sexy Pistol is getting fired upon from the nades and utilities over there, but they have deployed a very important, crucial smoke. Now this nade, very close to Pistol, takes him down. The opening that was required to clear up the flying position, and that is exactly how you do it. A player now holding the cover position, but the revive on the third player has been executed. So Envy just refusing to go down so easily. Let's see if they're going to find Shroud very close to nade, but does not take him down. Now Remover goes in for the flank. Is Absol still down there, or is he going to pick him off? That is going to be the thing, and he gets picked off over there by KSF. It's not a really good situation, but Hunter moves in, and now with that M416, Ahmed is the last guy in front of him. All the lads down for Team Envy. Unpredictable, very close to a chicken dinner here, but Ahmed is just fighting in this 1v1, and eventually, I think it's Ahmed. Did he pull it off?
I think it's Team Envy. I think it's Team Envy that got the chicken dinner. I believe has to be Ahmed, and yes, it is. I mean, this sort of a fight just came down to the wire, right? I'm on my meds, and I completely was flabbergasted with the way these two teams performed in the final circle. And again, you gotta say it, right? Team Unpredictable, so close yet so far. They had the higher ground advantage. They got the initial first knock, but they could not really capitalize on that. It eventually came down to 1v1 situation, and they sort of messed it up.
I'm so surprised that Unpredictable missed out on this. It was certainly their game, the kind of push they were doing. It was a 1v2 situation that Ahmed has pulled off for himself, and it's a really amazing game that went in his way. We remember, Fixes, this is the team that got the first chicken dinner, even in the group stages, even in the semi-finale stage. So this is their second chicken dinner in the semi-finale, and they were sort of struggling as the semi-finale was progressing. But now with this chicken dinner, they have found the right path once again. It's a really good match for Unpredictable as well. Teams like DS Official. So in the last game, there were 3 teams, the 3 big names who were performing really good. But this time we got other 3 underdogs that are stepping up. So a really good game. Remover getting the MVP of the game, 728. That is the damage that he's pulled off over here, and he will be really happy with the performance. But clearly missing out on a chicken dinner that looked like theirs after they got Sexy Pistol down with that name.
Whoa. I mean, Remover, he did amazing, right? The way he played, I must say, unpredictable. They got really close in terms of how many kills they had. Yes, fine. Now, this is one of those kind of a circles which was initially pretty slow. And towards the end, it was quite right out in the open, right? Not a lot of covers to play around with. Not a lot of Miramar touch that you would expect, right? Eventually, when you think of Miramar, you're talking about hills, then you've got a lot of low ground ridges. So, I mean, that is how it was supposed to be. But, anyways, I mean, I really liked how Shroud and Remover performed from Unpredictable, but I would love to see them get one chicken also.
Yeah, certainly. It's going to be. It was certainly their game. Even they put themselves over the missions. They gave a really bad sign to the likes of QWERTY and DS Official. When DS Official was just lying around on the background on the road, spotted clearly by the lads of Unpredictable, punishing them for the mistake. But they could not just convert it into a chicken dinner in the last minute, but they're going to carry a lot of good confidence, a lot of good momentum from this game. To be really honest, because three players inside the top four in the performing list, and that is exactly what you want. The highest damage going to Shroud, and this is clearly what you were mentioning. Both Remover and Shroud have played an amazing game here, and look at that, 22 points for them, still not getting the chicken, but 10 kills. But Envy managing somehow, I would say, managing to get that chicken dinner. Kudos to an amazing final circle performance of Ahmed, and that is exactly what you want from your lad. You need someone from the team to step up if you are going to change the proceedings of the tournament. And this is the moment for Team Envy. Are they going to sense it and convert it into big points in the upcoming game? That is what I'm going to look out for.
Even me too, because the way things have gone over here, and that sort of puts me in the situation. I ate again one good game. The other game they kind of messed up a bit. They were not really in the right position of how things were supposed to be, and initially the rotation was really good. I could not understand how on earth did they get caught off over there and between two teams. So kind of a little bit unlucky. Maybe they would want to get back in Erangel.
Certainly, they will want to make a comeback in Erangel over there. And this is the Oppo F9 in pro moments, ladies and gentlemen, that we are witnessing right now. PMPL Esports going down over there in these concrete compounds. It was a wonderful performance coming in from 420. And that is exactly what you want from your teammates, right? To stand up when the opportunity comes. And a lot of underdog teams sort of performing really good over here in this game. And that is a good sign for the overall tournament, the national championship. You want new blood, just like mentioned, to come up and take away the show when it matters the most. And if the first game goes for the big guns, it's certainly been the underdogs who have stepped up in this game of Miramar.
Indeed. I mean, the underdogs having stepped up, this is gonna really influence the overall standings, right? And once we take a look at that, QWERTY at freestyle again. The story goes on, right? Freestyle for one little game. They've had their glory chances. Now QWERTY is back on. And Quantum Rage sitting at the third spot. Now, this is something I absolutely love. Team Bablu, this is we're not seeing them today, right? PMPL Esports having just missed out on that one game. They're still, doing pretty well. But I8, they've got to get at least two good games to make sure that they sort of start contending for that top 3 position again. But then again, it's all about the finals, right?
Yeah, it certainly is. The only good thing for I8 out of this game is we got that 1 point and reached the 3-digit mark. But other than that, they are going to look forward towards this Erangel game, and let's see what they're going to do. QWERTY Esports falling down on the charts over there because hashtag 16 position. Somehow, this team always gets that last spot to get in, okay? In the group stage also, they got the 24th position. Now they're holding on to the 16th. But they really need to step up because there's going to be a lot of competition that is going to come into the play. Look at even this official, they are not really far off. Even TMW, if you look at their points, they are not really far off. So just TheBillyBoys and ELM Esports at this point, it's going to be safe for them that the semi-finals might be over for them. But the remaining 22 teams, they are all into the equation. You can see any one of them get a big game and be inside the top 16 over here.
I mean, right now, with the way things have panned out, I think this is where you would expect the other teams to really come back marching in. And again, the Billy Boys, missing out on two important games today. I do not know. I do not know what are they doing. I do not know where their players are, or have they even gotten themselves a Zong 4G subscription. But either ways, they're not inside the lobby. Not inside the lobby. One slot wasted. Someone else could have been more hungrier for it. And well, I mean. Uh, I do not like these things, but a lot of people do not get a chance to play the semi-finals, and you're missing out on your matches. Might want to take a second thoughts.
Certainly, and let's hope that they do this and do not like miss out on all these opportunities once again. But speaking of opportunities, we have got underdogs playing really good over here in this Miramar game. Three more matches to go for the day, but on the other side of this very short break.
I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Zong 4G, official partner of PUBG Mobile in Pakistan. PUBG Mobile का रियल मजा सिर्फ Zong 4G पर. Let's get digital.
Hello, guys, and welcome back once again to PUBG Mobile National Championship Pakistan 2021, sponsored by the Oppo F19 Pro. This is the day number 4 that we are witnessing right now, and all these teams have got to play 20 matches, and Group A and Group B have completed their 12 fixes. It's
Yeah.
time to go back towards the ranking, and just what you were mentioning. What do you think? They are going to step up in this game?
I mean, well, you talk about Erangel, right? I think this is where they've got to prove their metal back again. Now, talking about a team like I8 not really having a good time in Miramar, this is where they are supposed to be getting their comeback. Now, again, another thing for our viewers, I mean, being under the weather lately, will of
I
course
know, yeah.
be joined by another of our casters. We've got Phoenix, who will be there with us in the game. But Trooper, what I'm really excited about is Freestyle getting this one. I really
Yeah.
want them to win one.
Certainly, Fixers, really take good care of yourself. I know that it's been a tough day for you. And me and
It's
Shivas,
change in weather and
yeah,
everything. Sometimes it really
yeah,
gets tall.
definitely. Take a good sleep and be ready for tomorrow. And certainly, and let's see what these teams are going to do. I know you always keep an eye on how these teams perform, and definitely we'll see how these teams are going to go about because we've got two Erangel and one Sanhok game that is still very important for all these teams that are trying to showcase good game over here. And this is once again the game of Erangel. I can see the military island here, and now it's time for our network sponsor Zong 4G out there. The only thing that you don't want when you're playing a game of PUBG Mobile or any other online game is a slow network or a network that lags. So switch your network to Zong 4G and play PUBG Mobile for the best gaming experience. And thanks to all the players who are connected over there on the network and are playing over here. The C-130 crossing the river and crossing the military base area where the teams are jumping right now. Look at where I8 is jumping. They're heading directly towards that military base area. And teams are still inside the plane. Some of the teams that see they are just moving towards the northern part of the trajectory. It will be a very interesting game. What do you think? Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so we're just waiting on over there, and I think that is a good try to fix it over there. But yeah, Phoenix is going to be there very shortly. But BFM Hull. So yeah, the kind of appeal that was thrown out there for the Billy Boys. They've missed out on two matches, but Chari, Anonymous, Strider, and Hull, they are now back into the equation. They're going to play this game over here, and no part of Military Island which are connected to this full circle. Some of the northern shores, the Georgia Pole area, even the city of Vistaya and Severny inside the circle right now. It's going to be a very interesting hybrid circle as we call towards the main island, and let's see where it is going to end up towards the northern side or maybe towards the southern part of that Roseoak city. And we're going to keep a close eye on things. But look at the kind of split for teams outside the circle right now. Quantum Rage, Portal Esports, even the likes of Envy, they're all just outside the circle and looting up. So they're going to make some pretty good rotations. And speaking of rotations, we have a team in our hand on the screen right now that is Team QWERTY that is sort of making their way towards Lipovka city, crossing the shelter and prison area. They would be making an appearance quite soon inside the circles, but 16 teams, 63 players inside the lobby. Now I'm liking how things are proceeding over here. Very good. All the best to the lads of Billy Boys because they've just certainly made things difficult for them. They missed out on the two matches. Now they got to play through the remaining three matches today. Let's see what sort of a comeback they can do. A chicken dinner is exactly what a team like Billy Boys would be looking at this point. But the confidence on in the backpack of the lads of Team Unpredictable over there. That final circle game that they played in the last match, they would really feel that they missed out the chicken dinner. But despite that, I think they just missed out on a one or two kill and the 3 points. Other than that, they had a really near perfect in the map of Miramar, and they really got to carry the
Yeah.
momentum inside the game. Yeah, in this.
Trooper, I know you missed me a lot. It's been a long time. We
I
casted
did.
together. Like, okay, it's just 3 days. We casted together. But I'm very, very excited for these teams that what they have to offer us. And so, thanks a lot for this warm welcome, Trooper. I heard
Well,
that.
you're welcome, Phoenix. And this is Angle game right now. What are your thoughts about this? What do you think how this game is going to go? Because clearly the Billy Boys are back in action. The Lord
Oh, yeah.
is back to 63. And we've seen these teams play the waiting game in the first half. of every single game today. But what do you think? Are we heading towards some early action, or once again it's going to be the patient mid game that we have been witnessing?
I think so. You know that I love those early skirmishes. I love those early fights. But right now, by the looks of it, I think so. I think so. We can witness a very early fight between the players of FS versus NFP because they are kind of pretty close to each other. But look at the position of Team Tyro and Star, they are pretty decent. They are pretty decent inside the circle. They have those individual compounds for themselves. They are inside the safe zone, and they're just looting those individual compounds too, so they can get some decent loot out there. But if Envy decided that they'll start moving from the Novoretnoy bridge towards the farm area or the shelter area, PES can caught off guard. Like PES can catch them off guard, and they can punish them if they want to.
Certainly, both these teams, DES and PMNC Esports, have got this opportunity over there to control those rotations coming in from the Nova Reploy bridge, and that is a really important part. When you like drop in so close to a bridge, you always got to keep an eye on the kind of rotations that are predictable due to the circle shift, and even the likes of I8, you never know which bridge they are going to take. And at this point, I feel like they might just go for the Nova bridge as well, but let's see if they're going to do that or not. But we're going to find those answers later. But now we have a fight over here that is sort of being disengaged. Hasnat from Random 4 holding up this position. His teammate is in a flank position in a different compound nearby. But clearly, Team Legion has different plans. And if they dropped inside Yasnaya Poliana in the last Erangel, but this time they have not made their way to Yasnaya Poliana for that initial loot. Instead, they have chosen the school apartments and the school splits. It's a pretty decent drop location. I really like it. And let's see how Team Legion is going to sort of change their game plans as well.
Yeah, let's see how they're gonna change their game plan, as just mentioned. But right now we talk about Hasnat. That he has that Scarlet, and we all know that this is the best go AR, and he has that level 2 kit as well. But he has to use it perfectly so that he can literally give an interesting and as well as a suitable opening for his team to get some kills. But right now, look at the position of person on the mountain. He can collect a lot of information, and if his team relies on that information, they can easily take down some teams. Like in
Certainly they can. It's a very good position to hold up. And as you were mentioning, Shivans, Portal Esports, they did make their way from the Melta City towards that Nova Reploy Bridge. And I8, as I expected, are choosing the Nova Bridge in this circle. So there's an encounter possible over there. But luckily for both these teams towards the southern part of the Nova Bridge, both IES and DS Official have sort of made their way away from the Nova Bridge right now.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
going to be just that tussle of when are they eventually going to decide to rotate. I've seen I8 spend a lot of time towards the southern part of the Nova Bridge. They're certainly more confident on the military bridge, but whenever they approach the Nova Bridge, they certainly spend a lot of time sort of trying to clear the area, patrol the area, and get as much information as they can before crossing the bridge. And that is exactly what you can see the likes of India doing right now. And this is not a very good position for Absor, to be really honest. And I don't think he has a team of diet just lurking around the corner over here.
They're watching you. So Apso, he was inside the cemetery, right? Now he's just moving away. It seems spotted down one player, or he just being a little bit more careful so that he's not able to give his skill to the opponents, and he'll be on the safer side too. Now the interesting part is, Trooper, this is only the first zone, and Apso, he is 1,000 meters far away from the safe zone, just moving towards his task.
He's
Yeah,
dead
he
already.
has that M416. Yeah, he's dead already, but still, this is going to be a bad outing for Team Envy, because we all know that this man is so good with his skills that he can literally do a 1v4 in any single day. But right now, he has to run for his life. And Trinda, come on, you can change this. No, he's still waiting. What?
Okay, so let's see what we are heading to here. Absor, he sort of is
Oh,
trying
no.
to take hold of this house over here. And what is he doing? If he gets Trinda now, if he eliminates him somehow, that is going to be the worst possible start for IED. And the footsteps are now given. Trinda is clearly given away his position. So it's going to get interesting from now. Absa is not going
Yeah.
to make a silly mistake. He was dead already, but somehow he's reincarnated over here. And he's got this information that there are players about in the nearby vicinity. This fight is going to pick up now. And let's see. Trinda goes down
Oh
eventually.
no.
He got a damage from the far, but the play zone did the trick. Now Crypto and Johnny are going to come into the equation. Absol, when are you going to shoot at him with him? Now he decides to do, is he going to go down or Absol somehow gets away. This is a blunder that is being made by Team Ayed over here, and taking all the necessary things that they need to do. They got a chicken dinner in the last game, and now they have picked on Trinda over here. This is not what was expected from Ayed.
To be honest, they had a lot of opportunities to punish Absol in that particular situation, and to take him down too, and literally go off for a good start. But at this position, I don't think so. That's just literally showcasing a lot of trigger discipline, gonna help you a lot, and that's why I 8 got punished. Got down to only 3 members, and all the single team, every single team basically
think-
just moving towards the school area. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were just farming for more kills, right?
Oh.
They were not happy with the kill of Absol. They wanted his teammates to also come into the equation and sort of surprise them as well. But what luckily happened for Absol over there, the compound that he picked up, Trinda just got a little bit skeptical over there. He gave away his
Yeah.
footsteps on the terrace, and that is when I think the problem actually started for IED. And Museum, he sort of missed out on that opportunity to land the correctly over App Store, and I think they could have pulled off a trade quite easily over there. And this is not what I was expecting, but nonetheless, let's see how they're going to control the game from here, because they have sort of once again made their move towards that military bridge. But we're witnessing some more fights here towards the Rozok city, that is just towards the center half of the first circle. We saw the chip towards the Rozok and school apartment. So all these compounds are coming into the equation. Teams are sort of trying very hard to get control of these houses over here, and that's why you see teams like Random 4, teams like BillyBoys, they are trying to start a fight over here and not allowing other teams to beat that easily.
And it seems like that the teams who are holding those individual compounds, who are holding those particular area, does not want to leave those areas too. The Rozok fights are always amazing because you can find a lot of different type of structures, or we can see different type of buildings in a single area. If you think that you have the height advantage, no, that's not true. We can still see that the Rozok mountain contains that too, and those little shacks just inside the core of the Rozok city. So Rozok, literally the particular area, I love that. I love that area. But right now we can see that only one team, and that is BillyBoys. They are holding towards the eastern side of Rozok, which is kind of again decent. But look at the cluster between the center of the zone.
Really, and there's a big cluster over there. This has been the standout feature for all the teams towards the second and the third circle, even on the fourth circle. When we step up towards the later circles, the ending circles, the fifth, sixth, seventh, sort of start playing edges, and that has been the meta during the group stages and the semi-finale completely. And we'll find out if some IG is going to sort of figure this out, and maybe sort of make an impact and change the rotation in the progress of the tournament itself. But certainly look at that. Team R3KT Esports making sure to get those important trade knocks over there. But Team Star, this is also a team that we have seen getting some good kills. We have seen them go towards the right side of the leaderboard. But now, in the first 2 matches today, Team Star sort of looked absent today. But let's see how they can come.
I think so. That's not a good start, right? Because we all know, you have the top 16 teams. This is the semi-finals, and this is the high time. You have to do something. This is the third game of Erangel. Now, the important part is Team R3KT Esports. They somehow managed to secure 1 kill, which is kind of good thing, because we can still see that there's still 16 teams alive in this lobby. We just hit the 13-minute mark on the clock. I8 Esports, that's a bad start for them because they already lost 1 player. But I have high expectations from this particular Crypto, and it seems like they are just got sandwiched between 2 teams, NFP and Freestyle, because I can see both the teams vicinity. One team is just in just front of them, and the other on the back sides.
But luckily for them, that Team Sky is sort of looking in a different direction, where Team Quantum Rays is holding up. Their attention is
Oh,
in a completely different stance over there. They're also spotting QWERTY Esports, but they clearly have an idea that the team of I8 is holding up. And you're absolutely right. The teams are just lurking around the corner. It's going to be difficult, and that is why you can see Team I8 sort of just now trying to move away from that Parada level right now. And this shift is going to bring in a lot of commotion over here because their
yeah.
plan is unpredictable moving in from that direction. The compound that Tyro 110 are holding up, they have got to leave that compound. It's so close to the edge of the circle that it's certainly not going to be in a very less possibility that it is going to be inside the next circle. So there's going to be a big commotion that is going to shape towards the western edge, and it's going to be an opportunity. Every
Ooh.
commotion is an opportunity for any other team, right? You just got to
Yep.
clear out those things, get those important kills during the mid game, and that is exactly what the lads of Rec Esports are doing right now to start. That fight has been going on for quite some time now, and Rec Esports making sure to benefit out of it. And look at this, even the Billy Boys making their way towards the school apartment. So we have a really big ending coming heading towards in this game.
We're talking about big endings. We can see the Denver dishing out a lot of damage, and TS is there to finish off the thing. Secured 4 kills, eliminated Star from the lobby, an early elimination for this particular team. As we just mentioned, that they are not performing that well. Stars are not helping them too, and they just falling apart, and they just faced an elimination, which is kind of, you know, I feel bad for them, but right now this is the perfect moment to shine because you still have some games left for the day, and you can still secure 2 or 3 chicken dinners in a row. But the important part is, Star just dropped down near the Severny area, right? Then they start moving towards the certain south side of the map, and now they just got off guard in a very, very peculiar spot, and they got punished. Look at the circle. Just move towards the eastern side uh, of the center. We can see the potato hill is still inside of the the interesting part is moving towards that 1-1 incredible compound.
Yeah, that really looks good for to be. And then just like you mentioned, all these teams they really need to sort of make up and step. The star is not shining over Team Star,
Yeah.
right? But it is certainly shining on Team Rec Esports. They were on the hashtag 16 mark before the start of this game, and now eliminating Team Star is just going to certainly going to up their ante. But I8 going against freestyle, that fight that we were also sort of expecting to happen has pulled off now, and let's see how that is going to shape up. And this is all happening because of the circle shift. All these teams towards the western side are finding them outside the zone. They really need to clear the clusters and make their move, and that is why
Udo.
you sort of see the space being picked up towards the side. And I don't. This is Rect Esports once again in action. Now they have found Legion and they're hurting them. And even Team Knockout has their third party role to play inside this fight. 420, we have seen them pull off wonders today inside earlier encounters. Nose again,
Look at that.
inside the charge, and this push is just going against them. This is
What?
not what Rect Esports were hoping for. Knockout very difficult, really bad time, trying to close in. 3 of the lads are down. 5 seconds over here for Rect Esports. Not looking good. Just one lad remaining for them. Ahmed still holding on there. He's knocked out, but his last teammate, how are they going to deal with the situation? It's going to be very difficult. One it takes one down with the nade, however.
Yeah, but the good thing is that Zane has that cover off that tree, but he already revealed his position because he's throwing a lot of utilities. But oh no, he just got taken down from the backside. SS Malik is the reason. That's why Team Tyro take an exit at the 15th position. On the other side, I8 they are struggling too. Crypto goes down, and look at that. I8 they are outside of the play zone. The blue zone also moving in. Crypto on the other side, he got knocked out. Bosom, he's just going to revive his teammate, but I think it's pretty late because we still have a lot to do it, but it's not going to be an easy task. The Billy boys are there to win your day.
Yeah, the Billy Boys are giving a really tough time over there. Now, Johnny just under the radar of the dam with that 4x. Look at the kind of damage he's doing on the distance, not allowing the like 5 front, but using. He's just realizing the sort of challenge they're going to face head on. So he's sort of going inside that rotation. It's a really important scouting job that Guzgam is doing for his team right now. Johnny and Crypto following him. This is not a lot of time in the hands of I8. It's a risky stance that I8 is pulling off over here. Let's see if they can do. But on the other side, the Freestyle goes down. They were looking to flourish so good, but this is just a shift of the circle. The third and fourth circle that shifted towards this side. And all these teams are finding themselves in a very difficult spot. But I'm really happy that I8, without a lot of information, just on the scouting of William, have once again executed a very good rotation over here. They really inside the circle. It's just in a very bad spot after Crypto went down over there. But made sure that they did not lose.
You know, the recovery is outstanding from the side of Team I8. But, you know, after that one particular clip from the players of Team Legion, Freestyle, it seems like they were falling apart, and that's why they had an early exit. But we still have 20 teams alive, and there are a lot of teams out there from the outside from the play zone. Headshot just cooking a grenade. It could be perfect. It could be best. No. Unable to dish out a single amount of damage, cooking another grenade. The good thing is that Team NFC Sky, they have the height advantage, so as the team advantage, and NFC Sky dead shot with that incredible grenade knocked out on a 4v3 situation before the teams are just fighting outside the blue play zone. And Strata, he has that 6 types on his AKM. What?
Well, that's an interesting choice of scope for that gun. Let's see how he's going to get results out of it. But Team Sky getting picked off by Scranner over there. So Scranner sort of giving a really good fight over here for his team. And I'm really liking how BillyBoys are sort of trying to up the ante. And they've missed out 2 matches here. And let's see if they're going to get some amazing results in this game and the upcoming matches today. QWERTY has been picked up. Really got a beautiful knock on Crypto that sort of pulls them away from the vicinity. But now, multiple fights erupting inside this closing fifth circle. Quantum Rage, Team Sky, DS Official, Team NB, all part of these all fights that are happening over here. And you can say that Mom picking up on pistol. This is BillyBoys sort of trying to take advantage over the last and final player of Team Sky that is sort of surviving inside the vicinity. All of the teammates are sort of disengaged and head inside. They're now heading inside the position, but Halsey, he was just left behind, picked up there by BillyBoys. The important points that the players of BillyBoys are picking up for themselves.
That was a decent fight out there outside the blue zone. But right now we talk about that Khan, he has been taken down by Remover. He still has a chance because he was surviving, and Remover instantly finishes him off, because that's the most important thing. If you knocked out one player, you have to finish him off. But that grenade from the side of Pistol was amazing, but Nocto somehow managed to get the revival, and now he's just healing himself up. But look at that. If that one grenade, at least if that one grenade takes down 2, and he can literally charge onto the first totally puts, and it might possible that he can do a 1v3. But on the other side, oh my goodness, the Team BillyBoys is shining so bright that they are eliminating every single team slowly and steadily.
Yes, they're certainly sort of making a mark over here. BillyBoys, let's see what is the kind of over here.
QMP.
Esports being cleared over there. I believe Esports was the team that turned up at the 3 months for today. So they are losing players over there. Bomb2 and his teammates, we've seen them perform so well during earlier successes in the semi-final leg as well. They couldn't finish, I remember. But since then, it's just a 3-man show for them. That's something you're really going to look out for and deal with. But let's see how these other teams are dealing with right now. I get in good position. They are in good cover right now. They're just trying to clear off these teams that are sort of lurking outside the play area. And I don't think what are they actually doing over there. The sixth circle is going to sort of start closing in. You got to get closer to the circle at least to make a space for yourself. But they're certainly not doing that bit over there, and they're just stuck in the positions of other teams that are not allowing them to close in. But on the other side, look at the likes of BillyBoys. They're making sure to hold on to important positions at the right time, but they're also losing players. 2 players knocked down for BillyBoys.
And almost on the verge of elimination, and yup, he goes down on the other side. Boston doing a lot of jobs. At least it dishes out some amount of damage onto Error. But right now, Team QWERTY take an exit at the 9th position without securing a single kill. That's not an ideal situation for that team, but Billy Boy, Fixer's favorite team, goes down at the 8th position, and at least they secure some decent amount of kills, and they'll get some decent amount of play points too. Now, on the other side, Red Esports is not good for them because the players going down by the blue zone, and we all know blue zone is so ruthless. It's going to take you down slowly and steadily, just going to give you constant amount of damage, and you can't escape from that.
I'm really liking about Red Esports as well. Since the point they eliminated Shah, since then they've just sort of making these stances inside, and I think they just managed to get their one lad inside the top 16 right now. But look at the brilliance of I8, and this is what we keep talking about, right? They were challenged so beautifully over there, over those positions, and then they had to sort of change and come back to the secondary plan, and now they are giving this impact on the lobby as well. The likes of Team NB holding the high ground, trying to survive over there, and one by one, the Crypto and his teammates was sort of look at that.
Look at that.
IQ game. He just knew that there was a player pretty close to that vehicle. He had just picked off his teammate, and then he made sure if the player is in cover, his vehicle is not. So either you come out of that cover of the tree, or I'm going to throw the vehicle, and he gets that kill instantly.
You know, these type of cheeky plays, I love that. But right now, Adil spots out Ahmed, but just because of that smoke cloud, he just blocked out Adil's position. But for how long he can survive in that position? Okay, he's just swapping out the no smoke so that he can make in cover from the light and from the back line too. Crypto on the other side, he secured one kill, but this is not looking good for Johnny because he has been taken down, and it's just only one player. Crypto is taking cover of that rock. There's one airdrop in front of him and a buggy too, so that he can escape from that particular position. But it seems like
I don't think he has
Yeah.
spots to escape the situation. The only thing he
True.
can pull off is maybe get some openings with the nade, and then we know what he can pull off with the gun. But right now, what he would be hoping for that this 4v3 encounter to take place and right in front of him. It's a very good spot that Crypto is in right now. And look at the kind of risk this guy is taking to change
no.
cover without any smoke, and that tells you the kind of risk that he's ready to
Oh,
take. Now the
man.
opening is there. Now Hunter comes in with the nade once again. We have seen Team Unpredictable in a final circle today in the Miramar game. We have seen Quantum Rage in a final circle in the first Erangel game, and the third team out here that is just in the form of a solo lad, Crypto. So all these teams are really having a good day, and let's see who is going to go away with this important chicken dinner in this third game for the day. Unpredictable. Let's see what they're going to do.
If Crypto decided to do a third party while these two teams are engaging in a fight, then he can literally enjoy a lot of kills for himself, and he can steal the chicken dinner too if it's possible.
He's been
But
excited.
right now, that grenade, he got spotted out, but somehow he's surviving on very low HP. But Remover spots him down too, and Crypto somehow throw that one grenade, but Remover has a cover off that. What? But Crypto, he is still surviving. 100 HP, but we can rotating towards him. Now, both teams are just focusing on that one single lad. It's Crypto.
And he's still surviving. It was a very good nade that he pulled off over there. But now, the pressure, unpredictable. Oh, Rex just running inside the volley. You were in a really good space. And he's getting picked off over here. Now, Quantum Rage making the charge on the lads of Unpredictable right now. But that X Factor, Crypto, has a real idea, but he gets picked off by Crypto as well. Now he gets traded eventually by Hunter. Hunter is the last guy standing in front of Quantum Rage. This match is certainly going into the favor of Quantum Rage right now. But remember, he was knocked out there by Crypto and is still knocked out over there. So this is an opportunity for Quantum Rage to sort of take this kill
done.
before eliminating Hunter. Or are they going to find the final player as well? Mars, you can pick up a kill. Oh, look at that! He kills it! Oh my goodness. What an amazing finish to the game for Quantum Rage. An amazing cameo played by Crypto inside the final circle, but a good challenge brought up by the lads of Unpredictable. Back-to-back hashtag 2 positions for the team of Unpredictable. They could not stop Quantum Rage to go away with emphatic chicken dinner in this game. They really tried hard in the first game of Erangel today as well, but eventually during the second game, that is when they are going to take their hashtag 1 position back inside the overall rankings. A really good performance coming in from the lands of Quantum Rage over here.
You know what, Rupert? I just want to mention one thing, and that is just imagine that you are playing the national championship for your region, you have the advantage, you have the man advantage, but still you have the gun power, right? You have those utilities, but you still decided to finish the final player with the vehicle. Wow.
Well, running them over and crushing them down, that is exactly what the lads of the Rage are trying to do. And they're leading the charge. So, after we have got 3 games today, and after the end of each and every game, we've got a different team holding the top notch on the hashtag one position. And now it's going to be on the Rage leading the charge. We have seen this team the charge during the first day and the second day as well, when we started our semi-final leg. And what a performance coming in from Adil. All the skills have been really, really amazing. Even the selling
Yeah.
all the four players from Google plays, they just sort of play their part. They make sure that they do the right things for the team. And 6 kills, 994 damage for Adil is absolutely what his team wanted out of him. And he's certainly delivered in this game as well. And they were all playing a brilliant game in the last 2 matches as well, but they've been rewarded with this second winner in this game number 3.
I also want to mention one more thing, and that is Adil, the player Adil did a lot of job for his team, but his teammates are the reason why they got second dinner, because the synergy was on point. So as their rotation, every single time they were towards the playing on the side, or we can say towards the corner of the play zone, and that's why they always have an upper hand, taking down those players who were in a very 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 difficult spot, and taking those duels, and every single time winning those duels too. And if we talk about the match summary, we can see that 3 players from a single team, in fact 4 players from a single team, takes down, like, they got the 4 title, and Absa is the only player who used the most utilities, and that is 11 from Team NP.
Let's see. It's a really, really good performance coming in from the lads over here. Look at that, the kind of areas that he covered himself inside the map over here. Absa just making that appearance with the most utilities used, and what a game from Quantum Bridge. Really, really good performance. And a 16 kill chicken dinner, 31 kills from them. It's a really, really good performance. But I'm really happy the way Unpredictable and Envy are sort of making their appearances inside the top 3 again and again. These were the 2 teams fighting inside the final circle in the Miramar as well. But getting to multiple digits points, even 20 points for Unpredictable, that is exactly what they wanted. What amazing.
I Esports somehow managed to secure 12 total points, and kudos to the final player who is surviving behind that rock, unable to survive too long. He got faded off by the players of Vista. But the important part is that it's like they were kind of decent. After losing one player, they somehow managed to be inside the circle, taking a lot of fight. But Crypto, he was the only person who doing a lot of job for the team, survive for the finals, surviving for so long, and securing that one spot for his team. But I also want to mention the team R3KT Esports. They really off to a good start. They had a good start, but unable to continue that decent start into a second dinner or into a perfect game.
Certainly, and this is the OPO final 4 moments we're going to witness these fights once again, where these lads, look at how RT Esports started the proceeding. They were looking really good, but this challenge towards the western area outside the play circle, and this moment where even freestyle sort of was giving a good impact over the teams over there. I really could not understand how they got picked off freestyle, but a really good game coming in for a lot of teams like Team Envy, BillyBoys. They made sure that they sort of left an impact in this game. It's really good moment that the underdog teams are carrying for themselves. I would really like to see what they're going to pull off in the remaining matches over here.
They are looking pretty strong, and they still have a lot of opportunities right now. But that was a really really decent move. But we are going to witness the final and the last kill of this particular Erangel by the Tesla. If we talk about the overall ranking, Quantum Rage on the top with 2 second in this audio, they named 175 points. This is massive. But don't underestimate teams like Team Bablu, because they are on the 5th position despite of the fact they just played only 10 matches. But Team QWERTY, Freestyle, and 4th and Unpredictable, they are on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th position respectively.
Definitely, and let's see how they are going to carry this momentum. Look at where Team Unpredictable is finding them. 121 points for themselves. They have certainly been unpredictable, but look at that. Right, Esports now coming on to the 15th position. Max Esports lurking around there. XGeneration is still there inside the top 16. So this is the page you at least got to be in, and make sure you're not in the final 3.
Yeah, but secure knockout. I think they got eliminated at the eighth position. So after that elimination, they still managed to be on the 14th spot, which is kind of decent. But teams who are on the third page of the leaderboard, they have to do something. Cairo, Random, as well as we can talk about ES Official too. I don't know what just happened. ES Official, they are also playing a little bit passive. They were playing a little bit passive, and they're unable to secure a single kill point. So that kind of thing, that matters a lot, because if you're securing some kill point, it's gonna help you in the final stages of the match, as well as in the very very difficult stages of a tournament. So you have to step up your game. If you're unable to find a good outing, at least go for that passive approach. If you're just losing out those individuals, stay calm, just go for that passive approach, stay on the edge, just use those extra smoke, don't take in some an unnecessary fight. It might not help you, maybe.
Certainly, all these things always come into the equation, and and these lads are certainly good enough to deal with it. But let's see how we're going to deal with all the hurdles that are going to come their way in the two matches. But all that action on the other side of this very short break.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Zone 4G, official partner of PUBG Mobile in Pakistan. PUBG Mobile का real मजा सिर्फ Zone 4G पर. Let's get digital.
Once again, guys, welcome back. This is PUBG Mobile National Championship Pakistan 2021, sponsored by the Oppo F19 Pro. Woke up for fun, and we are all moved up here. And we Phoenix, after an amazing performance coming in the last two matches from the underdog teams out here, they're sort of stepping up their mark And with the likes of freestyle, they came in inside the day on the hashtag one position, but now somewhere they are losing the momentum in
Oh
this
yeah.
day number 4 of the semi-finale. We're going to keep a close eye on all these teams. What are they going to do over here?
Let's see what are they going to do over here, because we still have one Erangel left for the day. And you know what? The Erangel, the particular map is of unpredictability. If you're talking about unpredictability, we have unpredictable in the top five, in the top five position in overall ranking. That's the decent thing. And we were talking about this particular team when we on an ad, right? They are showcasing the perfect amount of aggression, as well as when you have to back off from a fight, but like just because of that, they are just maintaining that particular position. We talk about teams like Tyro on the third page of the overall ranking, just played their 13 matches. Some of the team already had just played their 10 matches. So the important part is you have less matches left and a huge amount of lead to cover up.
Certainly, and the number of matches are going to decrease with every single match that you're going to play, because you got to play 20 matches by the end of the semi-finale, right? So you know the number of matches that you got to play. But let's see how that pressure is going to creep inside as we're approaching the day's end, and it's going to be the Sanhok that we are looking at right now. And we know that just one Sanhok per day, so not a lot of expertise on these lads of what they have been doing or not, but they really did play a very good Sanhok game in the Group A and Group B encounter when on the opening day of the semi-finale as well. But what do we have here? We have a head-to-head of the overall performance for Quantum Rage and Team QWERTY. Look at the difference in the damage there. But Quantum Rage certainly got very far behind. They're just doing the perfect catch-up work onto the lads of
Yeah.
Team QWERTY. But the consistency over there, just shifting the tilt on that last standing towards Team Quantum Rage. They have just managed to get a really good positioning points out on the matches that they are playing, and challenging Team QWERTY is something that only a few teams in Pakistan can, and that is what Quantum Rage is putting off over here.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not as an easy task to just have a head-to-head achievement, or we can say head-to-head performance against a team who were dominating from the past, recent, or we can say from the B tier or S tier tournaments. But if we talk about the average stats, from the last 23 matches, they had 800. They just out 855 average damage, but from the last 13 matches, 1288, almost 1300. That's massive.
Really, 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 and that is a really good improvement for a team like Quantum Rage. Like before the start of this tournament, I certainly did not know that there's a team of Quantum Rage inside the Pakistani region. But now I'm going to
Oh
keep
yeah.
an eye out on the kind of progress they're going to do, and certainly with the finale that's around the corner for the national championship, and there's a PMPL slot in contention as well. If a team is just regularly showing uh, comebacks and taking the hashtag one positions back to back, because they were definitely there when we started off the proceedings of the semi-finale as well. But once again, as and during the day number 4, they are coming back on the first position. So clearly, there is a chance that this team might just land on the hashtag one position by the end of the tournament as well. And there's a PMPL slot that is further offering for the hashtag one position. So we really should also keep in mind. But another team that over the time has sort of pulled up their socks, pulled up the performance that is on your screen right now. It's Gully Boy and his the likes of Freestyle over here. And look at the dominating numbers. Malik, the damage there, 5-7-0-5, 13 in 13 matches. That's a really, really respectable damage to give to your opponents, and he's certainly putting it off.
And look at the kills of the spec. He has secured 26 kills, and his damage is 4440. That's my phone's password. Okay, but let's get back to it off again. I'm going to change it today. Now, the important part is Trooper. These team, they have that experience, and they showcase that type of experience in every single game. And we expect a lot from these type of teams. And the teams who are, just cover a lot of, we can say just distance, or the important thing is they just prove themselves. Yep, they are the perfect team, and they could be the best team in their region. These teams are also performing well, but teams like who are not in a good position, they also have to step up.
This was really a good talking point for us during the group stages
Yeah.
as well. That all these teams have got so many matches to play, right? And as the time goes on, as the matches goes on, they're going to add on to their experience. They're going to become better teams with the experience, because these are big teams that you're playing against, some of the best
Yes.
teams of your country that you're up against. So you're definitely going to learn from them. But with that learning part, you also got to learn the execution. Right now, this is the stage where you got to execute where what you can do. I know there's a big team inside this playing 24 teams right now, Northeast Sports, that are sort of struggling on the last page. They really need to figure out what is going wrong, because we've seen the team lead up from the front and they're sort
Yeah.
of losing the way. So these are different stories for different teams, right? Like I8 was not starting off well, did not start off well during the semi-finale stage, but they picked up the pace. But there were some underdog teams that really picked up the pace on the first day, on the opening first 2 days, and sort of could not keep the consistency going in their favor. And that is why I'm really impressed with the likes of what Team Unpredictable are
Yes.
picking off over here. Team Envy sort of trying to make back-to-back appearances inside the final circles. Even the likes of DS Official today, they were playing really good today, but now they got to just keep that momentum going and make sure to get good points back-to-back. Even Billy Boys have shown really good heart
Yep.
last Erangel, but missing out on 2 matches, I think they got to do a lot of catch-up work. And if they're going to do that in the Sanhok game or not, is what I'm going to look after for. But Sanhok is on its way
Oh
from Camp
no.
Bravo towards the northern side of Camp Alpha. Let's see what's going to happen.
Just have a look at the zone. Like it is just shifted towards the northern. I'm talking about the plain path. It's just shifted towards the northern side of the map, which is like very unusual to witness. But if we talk about teams like PMNC Esports, they're just moving towards the Hearthen area. They'll for sure they'll collect a decent amount of loot out there, and we all know that in this Sanhok map, early skirmishes are pretty normal. But moving inside the circle using those vehicles are also interesting. How these teams are going to do that, that is going to be an amazing, interesting talking point too. But what do you think? Where the zone is going to form?
I think it is going to be towards the Camp Alpha Island. I would like to see the river tri-junction coming into the equation. We have seen a lot of hurdles that have been created when that tri-junction is inside the circle towards the center, to be really honest. And let's see how the team deal with this. And boot camp completely clear for the team of QWERTY to loot up. We have seen this team use up that area beautifully, control the ridges also quite wonderfully over there. So we need to keep an eye on how this team is going to do and perform over here. But let's see. What I like actually is after the first encounter on the Sanhok between these two groups, look at the way that they have scattered over this entire terrain of the land of Sanhok, right? No early skirmishes that we can sort of predict right now. But I8 and NV and Freestyle sort of really very close. Let's hope we are going to get some action from that segment, some early skirmishes, because we have seen I8 sort of try to control that area around the Lakavi area. They loot up pretty quickly and control the higher ground just over the city of Kampong as well. But clearly, Kampong is clear in this game of Sanhok. But this is the circle that I was expecting. The river tri-junction coming into the equation. Once again, Team QWERTY is positioned right towards the center. But look at what we are having here. Towards the QWERTY region, this is Team I8 that is sort of controlling a very big landmass over the Camp Bravo Island right now. And let's see if we are going to witness some early skirmishes from from the likes of Team I8 over here.
It's going to be interesting to watch that. Right now, Uzun with an AK in his hand spots down two players of Team Envy, Ahmed, and we can see that pistol is also there in front of him. But good thing is he hasn't secure like compromised his position yet. But slowly and steadily, he's just moving towards those two players, and they are pretty far away from him towards the I can say towards the ridge and taking cover of that ridge. But right now, Uzum, he has that information that they already looted this particular area. So now they are just pretty close to him, and he have to be careful while moving, or we can say just rotating towards them. He has that red button spots down pistol, not taking some shots, just being comfortable. And right now he still spotted down Ahmed and not firing a single shot. Again, just doing the same thing.
Yeah, it was trend the last time, right? And this is museum once again. So let's see when are they going to do such a big. Ooh, the documentary.
Oh, nice.
And that is actually crypto. That is not Museum with that knock. He's just a crypto very close to Museum inside the same vicinity. Just a little bit of high ground that he capitalizes. Definitely Museum landed a bit of damage over there. But the area where the lads of Team Envy are holding up right now, that is being contested. Look at the spush with the vehicle. Museum and
no.
crypto have closed in to this wooden house. And 60 pistol is going to get eliminated. Now they are finding out where the second man is. Ahmed inside the compound in this wooden house over here. This is Team IA taking the charge quite early inside the Sanhok game, but clearly Ahmed has somehow gotten away from the situation. But Freestyle also coming into the equation, picking up one more lad from Team Envy. This is not looking good for Team Envy at all.
This is certainly a nightmare for this particular team. One player just got picked off by the most interesting and the dynamic team, Team IAT, and another team which is Freestyle, who has a lot of experience and represented their country, represented their country on big stages. Right now, look at the position of KSM. Okay, so Trenda and Crypto, they can spot them out, but right now the position he's holding is also very decent because he has that height advantage. Crypto, oh no, he was very close to him, but Ahmed,
Oh, no.
that he's seen his hand, he has an M416, but that frag grenade job,
Wow,
and it's done.
Crypto, it's Crypto with a final kill as well with that 4-1-6. So clear wipe for the likes of PMNC. That was the underdog team that I was keeping my eye on, but they have certainly been wiped off by one of the best team inside the Pakistani region here, and they made sure to clear the wipe off without losing any single player over there for their team. So clearly 4 points early in the encounter, and the kind of landmass they're controlling on the Camp Bravo Island from the Kavi to QWERTY, it's absolutely spectacular. And this is the team, and this is just the way to play, how you should control and how you earn that name to be one of the best team in your region, and clearly showcasing it once again, yet again. This is Team I8 in action. Absolutely a lot of viewers out there that
Yeah.
absolutely love the performance of this team, and I'm also a big fan of the kind of the way they have been coaching, the kind of strategical changes in the gameplay that they have shown in the recent past. They certainly have a very good future out there.
Certainly have a very good future, but not out. The team is also approaching towards the Painan area, and they already done looting. Still looting for those particular areas, but I8, that is all through, but no, they are not moving away. They're not backing off, but right now they're taking some fight. A trade now coming in favor of I8, but right now Johnny, he is literally received a lot of damage, doing a lot of job for his team on the other side. Eddie, all this just behind the tree. It's also for the last hope. The revival is going to be there. He's received some amount of damage. 60% HP. Switch to that. But that was not the case. Cruzen just going to knock off the stuff or knock out. Got eliminated at the 15th position. What just happened in Erangel map? They secured like 12 total points, 2 kill points, and 10 placement points. And thus, in this particular match, they secured 7 total points in a very early stage. This team is looking unstoppable right now.
They certainly are. Teams after teams that they are picking off over here, and this is what I'm talking about, right? They're just the favorites inside the entire region, and they're pulling it off once again. And let's see who's the next in line for Team 3 over there. Just regrouping being done over there.
Yeah.
But they put that hurt their helmet in West, and that is something. Look at Johnny, he's just wearing a level 1 West out there, and the West for Trinda are also not pretty good. So this is a point of concern for them, right? When you get into fights, you sort of hurt your important components over there, and then you got to keep making sure to find more. And let's see if they're just going to get some secondary refreshment loot out there or not. But they're certainly enjoying the crates out there of the players that they've just diminished right now. But let's see if Team I8 is going to fall down. I'm going to keep a close eye on the damage helmet and West out there, because clearly that's going to come into the equation now.
Yeah, for sure. That's the best reason, right? Because we all know if you're just taking some fights, those are the best. Like those are the only friend which can help you
Sure.
if you just want to dodge those bullets or just want to receive some less amount of damage. But right now, if we talk about the Team Billy Boys, they also secured 1 total kill, and they are also rotating slowly and steadily, just moving towards the circle. They just want to be a more comfortable position. But the problem is that the team NFP Sky. They are on the sidelines. Yep, they are a little bit far away from them, but we can still see them in the same vicinity.
But now they are finding themselves pretty close to I8. But this is a different
Oh
team.
my
Gold
goodness!
Trucks. QWERTY also into the equation. And I8 is certainly going to get hold of this knock play very close to them. Net shot, and that's going to be a point for them. But we've also got Team QWERTY inside the vicinity. And look
Oh
at this.
no.
UCL, you got to be aware of them. The trade has been taken. That has been taken by Halsey over there. So the smoke is going to get deployed. And Trinda somehow gets away from those shots directed by Halsey towards him. But NFP have got a different set of problems to deal with. They know that they are sandwiched and sandwiched between one of the two best teams of the region completely. Let's see what Team Sky is going to pull off over here because they really need a good cover and a patient game to get out of this situation right now.
Recently, they're also backing off. Despite the fact Uzim got knocked out, they still haven't lost any type of hope. But that situation just played a little bit calmly, and just the revival be there. Right now, if we talk about this team, they secured 8 kills, Trooper. Literally 8 kills. Just 2 more kills far away, hitting that double digits, and they are literally just wiping off every single team from the lobby. Taking down those individuals is also their part of the plan. But if we talk about the Camp Bravo Island, it's empty. Except one team is there. It is empty.
Certainly, and let's see how things are going to change over there. But look at what is happening towards Ruins. Team Legion heading into an equation. This is Portal Esports right in front of them. They got to cross and move towards that bootcamp island over there. But these two teams finding into this tussle right now. Let's see how they're going to deal with it. And only one of them is going to survive and go ahead. That is how it is looking right now. But Portal Esports, they have certainly spotted the big split that Team Legion is playing with. So it's going to be a really important
Oh
situation
no.
to deal with. But Team Legion, they do not have any idea, and they're going to get one now, right in the form of this knock. And Jan, I believe, goes down here. Insane gets a point for his team, and this is not looking good for Team Legion.
Zane literally just fell in that quicksand and he got punished. Look at that.
I love this.
If-
I love this ride. I absolutely love this ride. Team Legion, they have the coolest ride out there inside the entire Sanhok map, but I don't feel that it's a very safe ride, to be really honest. Not even
Yeah.
fast enough, no cover whatsoever. But let's see how they're going to deal with it, use it. But they're making a very big rotation from the western edge completely, and they're heading towards that river junction. So. I don't know. I have no suggestions for them. Portal Esports have sort of surprised them
Yeah.
badly. I think a longer rotation from the Camp Alpha Island is something that that can sort of help them, but that is the information that we have, right? They do not
Yeah.
have that information. So it's going to be a pretty difficult decision for them because Random 4, Quantum Rage, very close to the to the River Tri Junction over there. And when Team Legion decides to move towards that segment, they are going to be really challenged as shots are also going to come in from the boot camp part of the ridge as well because in this sort of a circle, teams are definitely going to lurk around on that river area towards the eastern side of the boot camp, and that is going to pose problems for all these teams. That is why you see that early rotation coming in from Quantum Rage.
They might get punished, right?
Yeah.
Because right now Quantum Reach is also moving towards the boot camp area, and Team QWERTY already holding that particular area pretty well. NFP is also right there, but if we talk about the FS, Team Freestyle and Portal Esports, they are on the southern side of the boot camp, but moving under the bridge, just doing rotation from the bridge area, not from the bridge, but from from the lower side of the bridge is also a cheeky move. It is a bit risky, but risk it for the very delicious and sometimes chicken dinner and the biscuit. But
You see
if we talk
clearly,
about
yeah. You see clearly that brilliant IGL move coming in from Quantum Rage, right? Reading the situation, they know how the circle has shifted, and they know how they might just get backstabbed.
yeah,
They've been inside the vicinity for so long, so it's just the vision of the IGL that he reads how the things are going to change when the circle is going to start closing in, and where his position where the positioning of his team is going to be, and that is why I absolutely love how Quantum Rage is playing right now. #1 inside the entire PMNC semi-finalist stage. This team is looking to do wonders, and look at how they have positioned themselves inside these three warehouses right now, where DS Official has sort of been lurking around for quite some time, but they have not deployed their entire squad towards the compound. Vaz gets picked off because of that situation, but now they've still got three players, and they clearly have the information. Even I think they have got an idea that the team of QWERTY is also might just be lurking around the boot camp area. So all these three players, they have the clear information. They have made the rotation, but they have lost their crucial scout. And now with these shots getting engaged, they're going to get more information. Let's see how Quantum Rage is going to shape things in their favor now.
Teams like I8, Quantum Rage, as well as Freestyle, they are just stepping up. So as DS, they also secured 1 kill too. But where is Team Star? Right, Trooper. That's a perfect question, because we saw that in the previous match they got punished. They got punished so hard. They were the first team to take an exit at 16th position. Wasn't able to secure a single kill, which is really bad. But right now they are not engaging in single fight. So there are three reasons behind it. In my personal opinion, there are three reasons behind it. First of all, they just need some kills. Second, they are surrounded by a lot of teams. And the third, they don't want to compromise their position. What do you think? Am I right or
Yeah,
wrong?
certainly, you're right. No teams wants to compromise their position so easily. They really want to trade out of such a move. But look at this. This is Team Star making an impact. Ghost was just lurking around on those ridges, very close to the team of Quantum Rage right now. But Team Star somehow between those two rocks that Ghost is using to station himself, position himself. It's just like a chess move right now for DS
Oh
Official.
yeah.
I absolutely like the kind of position they are pulling off. But Team Star would certainly want this zone to bring them into the equation, which is clearly backfired on Team Star. Now they got to move down the hill, right? And they're going to move towards the boot camp area down the hill. With Team Unpredictable inside the vicinity, Quantum Rage and DS Official inside the vicinity, they have got to deal with the risk of getting caught off guard on the slopes of that higher ground that they are holding up right now. It's going to be a very
Oh,
tricky
no.
decision coming in from them. But look at this. We have some different encounter happening. Team Legion have got more problems heading their way, and this is R3KT Esports getting a knock on one of the ladders as well. Even Quantum Rage is losing on players, so not a really good stance over there. I think that was Vaz, that was the earlier kill showcasing over here. So still the stalemate situation is right here. But Team Legion, look at that. I8 picking on them. So they're
Oh
getting
no.
eliminated. We anticipated, right? The kind of
Yeah.
position they were in, it certainly did not look good for them, and this is how things end when you go into a wrong move.
You know what? Teams like let's talk about teams who are towards towards the play zone, who are outside the play zone. First of all, they don't have first of all they have to deal with the blue zone, as well as they have to deal with that incredible aggression from Team I8, literally decimating every single team. What this team is doing, I'm sure that right now they are not happy with their position. They need that first position, and this is want to prove that yeah, they are the best team in the region, and we literally need that position, and we just meant for that.
I think all the 24 teams are trying to prove that here. And
In this particular one, look at that.
yeah.
12 kills? That's insane.
They certainly are. They certainly are insane gamers, and they're pulling it off once again over here. Now, look at this. This is a special situation for Ahmad.
Oh
Where are his
my
teammates? You're
God.
going to find that out. Random 4. They've crossed the tri-junction, moving close to them. And let's see how they're going to deal with this problem. But certainly, PMPL Esports have been pinned down by the flying position of Tyrant. And you need to trade, my friend, over Tyrant. And he's just reloading right in front of the window. That's a missed opportunity in my book. But now, Team Gyro in this, Ahmad now in his POV, I can see a 1v4 situation. I'm really wondering where his other teammates are. Okay, so what is the flying position? This high ground being challenged and being utilized beautifully. Random 4 are being game kept, and this is a web. This is a spider web they are entering into. It's not going to be very easy for Random 4 to be here. And you can see them falling down in numbers. They're getting picked off, and Team R3KT Esports, they are getting some important kills for themselves. Now, Hastat is going to make that jump, and one more knock from Ahmad. They are just pulling down out here, not allowing them to get inside the zone. The late rotation clearly not working in for them, and Era is just the last guy standing in front front of this team. Let's see if he can seed a kill or two over here.
Right now, he's the final player surviving for his team and literally just fighting against the blue zone. So, as the players of Team Dire receiving some amount of damage on the other side, we can see that play zone just taking down some of the players. But on the other side, Voltrock from Team QWERTY, he is also there to be in the kill feed to just remind us that they are still here, they are in the circle, and they are going to beat every single team. But look at that, the zone. I just want to tell one thing. I just want to talk about one thing, and that is only one team. And that is BillyBoys. They are inside the circle, and the players of NFP Sky. Every single team is outside the zone, and they are just keep on fighting.
Certainly, and look at this, Phoenix. Even the likes of all the three teams coming in from that Camp Charlie Island, right? Remember, it was Team Legion.
Oh,
now they have
yes.
been eliminated. There was PMPL Esports. They got eliminated. Quantum Rage coming in from Camp Alpha. They got eliminated now. Random 4 coming in from the Tri Junction. They got eliminated. So the circle shift towards this Camp Bravo Island certainly not playing a really good impact for all these teams coming in from the western side, and they really got to understand and deal with the situation, and that is what comes into the equation. And now TS official goes down as well. They were also losing around that boot camp area, and they have been eliminated by a vehicle blast. Shroud taking the maximum number of kills, and look at Freestyle, they also get eliminated over here. Look at the number of teams that have gone down as the fifth circle is closing. The game just picking up pace over here, and the kill feed is not taking the name of stopping. Even PMNC Esports get eliminated onto the 8th position. Now Team QWERTY deploys smokes, move out of the boot camp situation. They got to deal with the team of Unpredictable just looking around in those houses. They're going to give a massive resistance to Team QWERTY to move out there, and that is exactly what Team QWERTY is dealing with right now.
Yep, Destroyer is the final player surviving on the other side. NFP, we can see NFP Healthy is the person. Healthy is the only person who's utilizing that position into their favor. Team QWERTY take an exit at the 7th position. They really had a good start, but they just got eliminated at the 7th position. Team Star on the other side, they also have to move inside the circle. They have been securing some decent amount of kills, but Team I8, somebody please tell this team that this is not TDM Warehouse.
Certainly, we got to deliver that message from Mushifat. For sure, we're going to deliver it. Look at the way they're going. 16 kills already. They've just lost. So.
I never secured this amount of kills in a classic match. This is competitive. This is the national championship. Wow.
I've got no comments for that.
Even in TDM.
Look at this. The kind of split that they're playing with people in this circle. Look at that. Use him, and his teammate Johnny over there, eventually UZM goes down, but the audacity, he was getting shot at, but they were suppressing the other team. This is Team Star that they were suppressing just with their firepower. So that tells you the mentality of this team, and Predictable gets wrecked off inside the process, and Johnny eventually goes down as well. So Trinda is the last guy standing, and he gets picked off as well. So I8, they get eliminated, but after a steady, emphatic performance, 16 kills for I8, even PMNC Esports get eliminated with just 1 kill out in the open over there. We are down to the 3 teams towards this lake. We have got the lads of Team Star. So we were fighting the lads of Team Star for quite a big there for a
yeah. But look at that. Team Star, they have a lot of distance to cover, almost 60 meters, right? It is 55 meters, but it's not going to be that easy. Now, 4 players are still alive in favor of Team Star. They have the man advantage. But if they are moving inside the circle, they have to be careful, because they could be on the receiving edge, and they could, take down. They could receive a lot of damage too. On the other side, NFP Sky, they are also doing a perfect job. All the players just got thrown down. One player just jumped peeking so that he can collect some extra amount of information, and BillyBoys is also in the same vicinity. Okay, so now the important part is all the team right now just moving inside the circle, and right now all the three teams inside circle. Ash on the other side takes down Hulk. This is not looking good for Billy Boys on the other side, because right now Shredder is pretty far away from his teammate, and the revival is it's not possible, because now we are just going to witness the 8th circle. That grenade dished out 50% of the damage onto Ash. He's on 50% HP too. God Fury just behind the tree, and look at that. He converted that amount of information into a knock and then into a kill, but no, he goes down in a trade fire.
Yeah.
A 4v2 situation.
The trade fire certainly coming into the equation, and that was not a really good spot for team Billy Boys over there. But now look at Team Sky using the high ground brilliantly. The split situation from Team Star is the problem. The only hurdle for Team Sky to get a chicken dinner. They just got 2 kills, Team Skies so far. So they really need a big finish over here. They cannot just be okay with the hashtag 3 finish.
Oh,
they
yeah.
need to make sure that they get this chicken dinner over here now. Now look at that, Billy Boys. They've sort of regrouped very close, and they're going to be get pinned down once again. God Fury making sure to get that knock, and Schrader goes down. That is the end for Billy Boys. A hashtag 3 position for them in this game, but that is the signal for Team Sky with an M249. He's running in wildly inside. Kathir picking up players back to back over Team Star and eliminating them out of the game. Team Sky, yet another underdog team here inside the lobby. Not the clearly underdog, but inside the scheme of things, inside the overall standings, that is sort of making a comeback for them. They're a really, really good team with a good history behind them. They've been in very good tournaments before, but now they are certainly picking the pace here inside this PUBG Mobile National Championship semi-finale, day number 4. A chicken dinner for them is exactly what they wanted. Hashtag 9 position is where they have taken themselves with this chicken dinner.
Team Sky flying high and secure 21 kills. If we talk about the overall ranking, it is impressive. 9 at the 9th position now, total 24. But the important part is Trooper, 1 team, and that was I8, literally dominating every single team in the lobby. It was certainly was Caster's curse from the side of Trooper, not from my side. The audience, I just want to mention that. I was just kidding. Okay, I was just pulling his leg. But the important part is they were phenomenal. If you talk about the movement, if you talk about the synergistic play, the 2+2 split also worked out in their favor while they were just moving inside circles, just taking cover of those particular areas and taking some individual fights too. That's why we have the MVP from that one particular team, and that is I3KT Esports. 4 kills in the favor of Uzim. Almost 1200 damage, 4 assists, and only 305 healing done.
Yeah, this is a big player from the region, and clearly his numbers we were talking over here. Look at the amount of healing done. That's 300. Wow. So that clearly the kind of fights that this lad has engaged himself in. And Johnny not really falling far behind in the kill department, to be really honest. 5 kills. Crypto making an appearance over there. Big performance coming in from him.
FP Sky Health is also there on the 2nd position with 883 damage. But I saw that Elsie was the person who was using an M249 in the final circle, and I can still remember that one meme that, do you have 5.56 ammo? And the answer is yes. You need some high meme knowledge to understand that. But okay, let's not talk about my poor jokes. We have the match somebody focused on. Johnny with the highest kill, a total 5. Voltra with 290 meters far away, the longest kill into his favor. Highest damage goes to Uzim with 1172. Most utilities used by Crypto from I8, and maximum assist by Trinidad from I8 too.
Yeah, and look at that. They are featuring inside the 4 columns over here clearly, and all 4 different players making their appearance inside the match summary for Team I8, wow. And that is a really, really good way to go. And look at that. The maximum points out of this game, 22 points. You get 15 points for the chicken dinner, right? I8 is like, oh, don't worry, we can get 16 from the kill as well. So that too in Sanhok. You don't get so many kills in Sanhok, right? But look at the other teams. Team Sky getting a chicken dinner with just 6 kills. Team Star getting 5 for the 2nd. Billy Boys getting 3 for the 3rd. And R3KT Esports just getting 1 for the 4th position out there. But clearly, I8 likes to drive their vehicle in a different swag over there completely. 16 kills. Wow. In this Sanhok game, the clear statement out there for a lot of teams. Let's see how they're going to deal with this team out there.
We have total 64 players in the lobby, and just separate those 20 total players, because 4 players from I8 and they secured 16 total kills.
Yeah.
Other teams, they have to focus on those 44 kills. They have to share those 44 kills amongst each other. So that type of impactful plays I8 showed up in this Sanhok map. Now they have I can say pretty good, decent day for themselves because this match was certainly going to affect them a lot in the overall standing, so as the other teams too. Because who like the teams who are pretty close to them, like who are just like 2 or 10 points far away from them, they are just going to topple down a little bit step below. But this fight was also interesting fight because in the start we saw that Crypto goes down, but still in that situation, Uzum and Johnny shines and they secured the final kill of knockout. If that was the position, we already predicted that this team gonna shine and this team gonna punish every single team if they spots out any single person. Oppo F19 Pro movement to refresh our memories.
Certainly, and they came in like a storm, right, from the Kavi, and this just dissolved everything what they found in the way. That is the kind of gameplay that Team I8 have sort of played. But I really liked how Team QWERTY was pulled down over here, and they were really looking good in the overall standings before the start of this game as well. But Team Unpredictable, the kind of gameplay that this team is showing in the overall matches today, I'm really impressed with Team Unpredictable and really looking forward to this team inside the finale, because back-to-back good performances like this, you're definitely going to be part of the finale, and that is why you see them completing the top 5 right now. 130 points for Team Unpredictable. I8 Freestyle, QWERTY, Quantum Rage on top. These 4 teams, really happy what Quantum Rage is pulling off for themselves. One just last game remaining for the day, and let's see how far they can go inside the overall standings.
Let's see. I'm also eagerly waiting for that. But I have, again, every single time whenever I cast one single game, I have 5 to 10 questions at least to ask with my co-caster. But right now I have only 3 to 5. I'm gonna ask it from you, Cooper. That is Quantum Rage gonna retain their position? It's gonna hold that position for till the final match, or the Team Sky will secure a good position in the first page of the overall ranking? Then the third question is Team Knockout. They are not kind of not in a good position. They played their 14 matches with only 76 points. What do you think? If will they able to secure a secondary in the final match for today? And Team Legion, every single time they caught off guard by the players of I8 and the Freestyle, are they going to change their drop location, or they're going to change their map drop location as well as their rotation? Final question is TES official, what they have to do.
Well, a lot of questions over there, but certainly we'll find out what Quantum Rage is going to do. And Knockout, as you mentioned, they are sort of missing out on the trick over there. They had a good momentum going their way. Team Sky, they had a really good last Sanhok game, right? So they would be just hoping to carry the momentum in the last and final Erangel game as well. And let's see what the other teams are also going to do over there, because clearly 5 questions, I'm just forgetting the questions. Make sure to throw them one at a time. I'm definitely going to answer them all. But a really good performance coming in from a lot of teams here, to be really honest, Phoenix. But we are just waiting for that last and final game to happen. But that is all going to happen on the other side of this very short break.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Zone 4G, official partner of PUBG Mobile in Pakistan. PUBG Mobile का real मजा सिर्फ Zone 4G पर. Let's get digital.
Hello, guys, and welcome to PUBG Mobile National Championship Pakistan 2021, sponsored by the Oppo F19 Pro. Wake up your fun, and
Yeah.
certainly just one last game remaining here, Shivansh. What do you think? What is going to happen in this game?
You know, we saw a lot of surprises happen in previous match, and the important part is the teams who were in a very, like, we can say, on the 10th and the 12th position. Now they are in a very very good spot in the overall standings at the first page, and they are showcasing that yep, they have that gun power and they can deal with any problem just with that gun power. I'm talking about one team I8. But
Yep.
I also want to
But
mention
now
that
let's get
cheeky
into this
rotations
game,
from the
this
side of
last
Team
and final
NFP, because
Erangel,
every
where
single
and a
time
big,
whenever
big, big
they
shout out to our
they
network
were
sponsors,
in a bad
and
situation,
that is
they
Zone
just focus
4G.
on
The
those
only
early
thing that you
rotations,
don't
and
want
just
when
because
you
of
are
that
playing PUBG
fact,
Mobile or
they
any
are
online games is
always they
no network
always
or a
have
network
that
that lags. So
upper
switch
hand in
your
those
network
early
to Zone
fights.
4G and
Now,
play PUBG Mobile for the best gaming experience. A really, really good network that you get for all get to play the PUBG Mobile game. But look at that random four. They've just got three players connected. A big problem for them. Let's see how we're going to deal with this.
let's see how they're gonna deal with this. But uh, team QWERTY just dropped down near the Lipovka area, so they really love this drop location trigger, right? But now, if we talk about this plane path, it
Yeah.
just started from the eastern side of the Yasnaya Polyana, just ending towards the southern western side of the hospital. And I think so. If I'm gonna calculate all the learning, all the tuition from the Ocean Sharma, if I'm gonna predict the zone, it is going to form towards a very, very good spot. It's just going to cover every single crucial spot of the map, and it's going to form towards the eastern side of the map. And yes, I am right.
Oh, oh my goodness. What a sort of features are you having? Just to make sure you keep adding words so that the circle eventually pops up in front of your screen. Right. That's exactly how you need to go over there. But we have got some action developing here in the city of Yasnaya Polyana towards the southwestern edge where Team Legion traditionally drops. They've got some new neighbors out here that is Team Knockout. And Knockout sort of moves and jumps towards in the city of Yasnaya Polyana, slightly in the far off area. But I think there might just be a third team inside the vicinity. And that is why these two teams are finding themselves quite close to each other, because clearly there is a garage that is being contested right now. And a new member, a new team inside this Naya Poliana, R3KT Esports are also here.
Yeah, Esports are here to showcase that reckless performance and to dish out a huge amount of damage. Right now, if we talk about Thor, he has that frag grenade. He knows that where Spear is, but he's not sure. Hunter on the other side, I think he's just going to escape that, you know, impact of that frag grenade, and he'll survive for too long. Look at that. 2+1+1 split from the side of players of Knockout. It could be the best, but right now it seems like it is safe.
Yeah, that's a big split to be really honest. And that lad Thor is somehow like covered from all the directions right now and is really not in a very good space. The entire compound is his right now, but clearly that's not an ideal position to be in. And his teammates sort of also cannot just get away from the situation. And that is why you can see Kevlar trying to make an opening, and he's just got to be really, really cautious. If he gets pulled down over here, it's going to change situation for his teammates as well. Thor not in a very good position. If he goes down somehow, there's going to be no revive possible for him
Yes.
whatsoever. So these are all the different kind of positions for Team Legion, and I think they have already lost one player as well. So they're just look at that
Oh, what?
overcooked plate. Oh, not even reaching that apartment over there.
Sometimes overcooked food and overcooked grenade, it
Oh,
is
then
not
there is
gonna
it.
help you. Like, I always talk about food because I love that. And it's awesome. But right now, because these teams are also fighting for that chicken dinner, right? It's all much on the line.
It's
But
all
right
about
now,
food,
them,
right? Yeah.
it's not about food, but their player with that frag grenade could do much to lead the job. But right now, Teddy, he goes down. This is not a good position. 1v2 situation inside that one compound, and the backup is here. Kevlar is also here. Both of them charging towards that one single player. Kevlar, same lot of damage. Absa just repositioned himself on top of that floor. So 1v1 with Kevlar, and this is going insane. Now again in a 1v1 situation, dishing out a lot of damage. He's doing a lot of work for his team. He's still surviving.
He certainly is doing a lot of job. Tsar now pulls down one more
Oh
player
my
and
god!
eventually it goes down in the trade. Dead Blade has got a lot of things to do. Thor now trying to close in over here, but he's got his different set of problems to deal. Hunter right in front of him with that M16 rifle in that close range, and it's going to pull him down.
Oh no, this is not looking good. This time in Legion, they got a good chance, but right now, knockout. Only one single player, and Tracker, he has a lot of pressure on his shoulders. On the other side, we can see Denver just fighting with the players. Okay, he's just stealing that kill, and okay, team knockout. They got knocked out from the lobby in the final match for the day. Not a good outing, but finally, I am happy that Legion is not the team who take an exit at the first position. Wow.
Yes, good news for Legion and Legion fans out there. So let's see if they are going to convert this start into a big game out here, and if that is going to be possible for them or not. Team Star looting up the city of Severny, just very close to that northwestern edge right now. Let's see how they're going to make the rotation clearly. A big open space in front of them. Nothing sort of in between them and Yasnaya Poliana, to be honest, really right now. But look at those big rotations coming in from the western side, freestyle. We've got NFP, unpredictable, and towards the western edge, we have got the likes. We have got the likes of I8, even R3KT Esports holding, and there's one more team just over there. I think that is DS Official. Are we going to have a big cluster forming towards the western edge? That is what we are looking for.
I think so. This Western Edge, just lead to one thing, and that is only one team will survive because I can see four teams in that in the same vicinity as I just mentioned earlier. But this team, I8, and they are doing a lot of stuff for the team, but Husney. Okay, so DS Official already lost one player, just playing with the team in lineup right now, just looting those individual compounds and just making sure that they will survive for too long. But for how long? Because I8, they are also rotating from the same vicinity. It might possible that Pubg may maybe spot them out. It might possible that he will spot them out. But right now, Trinda just boosting himself up. He is driving that coupe. We all know that the vehicle is fast, but handling and controlling that vehicle sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky controlling the coupe, right? At least when you're sort of turning it at a very high speed, it gives you a lot of resistance to that.
Oh
So
yeah.
definitely the players are going to adapt to it because these are all competitive players, and they really could get up to the game and all the prospects, and that is what is really really important. But Team Legion, as you were mentioning, when did not get an early exit, but certainly are not having a really good time and so trying to get away from the situation. Zeno over there is somehow getting caught off guard from the lads of Billy Boys who are trying to just pin him down over those ridges. But his other two teammates in a split situation also not looking very good. I believe they've just got three players who are surviving from that Yasnaya Poliana encounter. And now one of them getting pinked out over here by the Billy Boys.
I just want to mention one thing. I just want to explain one thing.
Yeah.
For the team Legion, and that is from the past two matches. I casted the past two matches. Whenever they got eliminated, they were stuck in a in a very very particular spot, or we can see in a very very split formation, and that's why winning those 50-50 against Team Legion is kind of it's kind of easy because we just saw the same thing in the Yasnaya Poliana, right? Whenever they were fighting with that one player from the from Team Knockout, they were losing that 50-50. They were losing those duels, but whenever two players charge in towards that one player, they takes him down. So these type of situation, Legion have to focus on that particular situation, and they might pop out with a very 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 good answer to this question and a very 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 awesome chicken dinner if they'll focus on these type of situations. Right now, as I just mentioned earlier, a Team Legion, they are again playing with the team in lineup, and we saw that one player also already got pinched down inside that river. So now, first of all, he has to regroup with his team. Then they have to choose a decent compounds to stay in. Then the third and the most important point is don't take unnecessary fight unless and until you get an outcome from it.
That's a very nice spotting for Team Legion. A good fact for them to work with it. They can somehow get, they can somehow understand the problem that they're dealing with right now. It's
Yeah.
going to be a really good thing if they work on it. But look at BillyBoys running out in the open. His Hulk and just charging in over there, but he's going to.
Oh, that's amazing.
Wow, he got Mustafa Hulk, but Hulk got taken away from a different lad completely. Ahmed from the distance using that N60 rifle with those snapshots over there, making sure to hurt Hulk, and now Hulk needs that revive, so that regrouping is being executed. And look at those two lads just holding on to the TVP angle, making sure that the lads of R3KT Esports do not close into the compound. They're just trying to create frank angles over the compound with that big terrain over there, and dead shot from Team Sky with an M24 shot onto
Oh, yeah.
freestyle. And look at this trajectory of the nade. This is a perfect example of how you got to use nades in a close range encounter, but clearly not landing towards an opponent, but a good trajectory on that nade.
Yeah, totally agree with that point. Shari, breaking on spots now, one player on the other side. Zayn from the backline received some amount of damage onto just only 15% HP, which is not a kind of good situation. But look at the position of BillyBoys. Right now, 1+2+1 split, one player towards the wall, two players inside that one compound, and another player onto that first floor so that he can just focus on this height advantage and just collect some more amount of information. So this type of play is very, very important because right now they are not clearing out the angles as well as they are collecting some amount of information from different angles too.
Certainly they are, and all these informations play a very important role in deciding when to go into the action right now. But look at unpredictable. Once again, they're having a really decent game out here. It's random for just on this mansion heaven that the fight is being executed. Error in that very close chamber, just very close to Earth. And look at that, he's going to get down over there. Is he going to make a significant impact before doing that? That's what I'm looking for. And the answer is yes. The answer is no for them. So random 4 losing a player out here. And this is just the kind of start that Team Unpredictable were hoping for themselves. But Voltrix inside the vicinity, yes, those shots are coming in from Mansion over there.
And you know what? The mansion area is also amazing because you have those 3 tall buildings, one sprawled out and 2 different buildings who are pretty tall, and the height is also decent. So you can use that into your favor, and we just witnessed the same thing on the other side. This is not looking good for Team Tyro because they already lost 2 players. 420 receives a lot of damage, as I just mentioned earlier. That these type of situations they are creating. The players of Team BillyBoys, they are holding those particular area. They are literally securing a lot of information so as the kills. And 420 finally healed himself up. And right now we can see that Shari just throwing some. I thought that was a nade, but no, it was a smoke grenade from his side to knock that down. One player hiding behind the smoke wall, or we can say the smoke cloud in the tree. Shari on top of the stone, or we can say rock, just moving a little bit forward, but you have to check your sidelines too because I just saw one more team in the vicinity.
That is what the problem is. It's going to end the fight. He was wrap it up quickly, and BillyBoys missing out on the trick over there. But they eventually pull down one of the lad from that vehicle out there, and that is exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted to hurt that retreating R3KT Esports team, and BillyBoys somehow have managed 3 kills out of this encounter. From this compound, they're going to just replenish their loot as well and move ahead. But certainly there are more teams inside the vicinity that they got to be aware of. And let's see, with the second circle now shaped up, and they are finding themselves outside of the compound. Very okay, they're very close over there, so they've got to just make their move over there as well. But look at the kind of cluster that we are witnessing here inside this game. Just Naya, Poliana, and the lake being a part of it. Even these compounds where the knights of Team I8 is looking around those bridges that they're controlling, also inside the houses. But look at freestyle. This is the team that was lurking around, right? And this compound is just outside the zone. Freestyle very close to the edges over here. I think BillyBoys do not really need to engage in this fight. They really need to disengage this fight and get inside the zone. That is going to be very important for them.
Oh no, BillyBoys Trader just tried his level best but caught off guard by Chin Guard. Now, the important part is why BillyBoys won the previous fight from the Tyro. As I just mentioned, that they have the positioning, they have the man advantage, and the final vehicle tire burst down by Shari gave him an upper hand, and he literally knocked out one player. But that grenade from Adil, that was beautiful, knocked out. Form 2 in a very, very difficult spot, just taking cover of those ridges and those plateau. But I don't think so that he can survive for too long because backup is not getting here. The players are pretty fast. He's just going to confirm that knock into a kill too, finally securing one kill for himself. But look at that. All the players have those individual buggies. We all know that for movement, for rotations, buggies are amazing. But for making cover, at least you have to burst down two tires from the front so that you can, just make sure that you will not receive any damage from the lower side, or we can say from the bottom side of the vehicle. So buggy is also a viable option, and that's what they opted for.
All four of them, right?
Yeah, all four of them, and that's why. Like now, we saw that this team, Quantum Rage, they were on the top. They were showcasing that how you're gonna play. They were showcasing that how you just want to maintain your position and how you're gonna react in those type of situation when when the chances are quite low, when the luck is not into your favor, but you still have that ante up and the confidence in your favor, so you can still change a lot of stuff. And yup, they're doing the same thing, but I just want to add one more thing, that this particular area is safe for some amount of time. If the zone just shift towards the northern side, then they are in a bit of trouble, and we just saw that towards the western side, they are again a bit of trouble.
But they're going to find themselves inside the store. So that is a good thing for Quantum. But the problem for PMNC Sports just did not end, right? They lost Mom to a little while earlier. But look at that. Legion also losing players out just towards the eastern edge of the city of Yasnaya, Poliana over there. Even QWERTY. It's not
What?
been the likes of QWERTY that we have witnessed today. They don't generally show up in this sort of colors. They try to dominate the lobby. It's not been the Cody that we know, but I8 finding themselves right in a very good position inside the circle. There's a lot of rotation and traffic just headed towards where I8 is holding up, and they've got this split situation over the ridges, and there's a compound nearby that I think Trinda might just be tempted to go towards. We're going to find that out if they're going to move towards that or not. But now they've certainly started to pick on all these fights, all these rotations that we were talking about. Team Envy gets picked off. BillyBoys are just getting tears over there. There's a team just on foot, and
Oh
look at that.
no.
Team Legion getting picked off over here. But the fourth circle is got to start closing now. Now, Quantum Rage is finding the push coming in from outside the edges from the team of Team QWERTY. These ridges is exactly what Team QWERTY is finding for, and Quantum Race. These are the two teams on the hashtag 1 and 2 position right now, just fighting towards the eastern edge. A big push coming in from Quantum on Quantum Esports from the sides of QWERTY, and on the other side, towards the southern side, you can see Freestyle also falling into a fight over there, losing players. Talent getting picked off by Envy. A trade coming in from
Oh
BillyBoy.
no.
He is officially involved in that fight, so a big cluster happening over there. But Quantum Race not giving an easy passage, not giving an easy goal to the team of Team QWERTY right now. Destroyer from the flank angle trying to use the ridge to his advantage, but he gets picked off as well. This is not the kind of fight we see Team QWERTY executing. And look at the push coming in now with those multiple knocks. They realize that they have created substantial amount of pressure. They are going to pin down and wipe the entire squad here. This is Quantum Rage. What an amazing cushion for them, eliminating QWERTY right on the team that was just on their tails on the hashtag 2 position, right there by their own hands inside the game, and that is exactly what they were here for.
Okay, so as the Trooper perfectly, played that and explained us the victory of the fight. Quantum Rage, they just won that particular fight. Let me tell you the reason why they won that fight in just 15 seconds. The first reason is they have those advantage of the utilities usage. They have the cover of that bridge, as well as the tank, as well as the blue zone is also moving in. And that situation, Team QWERTY, they just got scattered around. They already lost 2 players. It was just only 2 players who were there to fight for too long. But that position of the grenades and the ability to take fight in the close range, Quantum Rage always has an upper hand and always going to punish you in those 50-50 duels. And that's why they won that fight. Now, Quantum Rage, look at that. After taking that fight, they know that they are very close to this blue safe zone. So Team QWERTY, they have to move towards them, and if they start moving in, they can punish them, and that's why Team QWERTY had a bad opportunity, and they got punished. Now the important part is Fizz Noob is still surviving from the side of Team Legion. Again, the split formation is not helping them till now. Only one player surviving for that particular team. Look at the position of Anonymous and Shari. Both the players are also very far away from the side of Billy Boys, but R3KT Esports coming into action, takes down one there, but no DS. 20% HP.
With this shift moving towards the western sides, now all these teams are sort of in a hurry to end their fights, wrap up their fights. We have got the push coming in from I8. Trinda still in that squad house. The three lads sort of trying to flash out. Look at that brilliant nade coming in from Respect, and he gets Johnny down. He gets Johnny down. The more dude go. Oh, he's hurt himself with his own body.
And he's dead.
No, not cool over there. But Respect with that big nade coming in. That was clearly the kind of opening they wanted. Now the first aid is popped in, but the time that I8 needed to regroup has been given due to that morning incident over there. Now Respect is just going to hold on. He's not going to be allowed to survive over there on the first go that easily. The push is just imminent and it's about to happen at any time. But let's see if Respect can somehow get a player or two from I8 over here. The push is on. Respect might just get eliminated, and he does. This is Johnny with a Scarlet in the close range, doing the tidy up walk for his team. Freestyle eliminated in the 11th.
That was a 1v1 duel, right? We saw that there was no one giving backup to Johnny. Like, Johnny was all to himself. He was like alone at that particular situation. Just by that fact, he still won that duel. Now, Professor on the other side doing a lot of stuff for this team again, showcasing himself in the kill feed, popping down some players, knocking them down too. Now, who was him? He got knocked out, but the bad thing is he can give a lot of information to his team, but finally, he got finished off. Only one player surviving from the side of I8, and that is Johnny. He has to move inside the circle while taking some fight. My apologies there, Trinda is also there just behind the wall. Now, the fence is going to help you a lot, but they are not going to help you from the blue zone.
These are the big ridges in between the school and Yasnaya area, right? And
Yes.
these ridges are very tricky to play with. Not a lot of teams can actually survive because you got limited angles to play, and that is why you can see I8 is holding on to the compound even this late inside the fifth circle, because they know they can easily clear a spot for themselves, and that is exactly what they have done. We're pulling down a deal, taking this part of the ridge over here. They've got some dangerous neighbors to deal with, but look at Trinda. He goes down to the likes of BillyBoys. BillyBoys, certainly they are late. They're not going to have an easy passage inside the play zone, but they make a significant impact. They take down I8, and look at the kind of impact that Quantum Rage and BillyBoys have played together, and they have taken down I8 completely. Even BillyBoys goes down. Anonymous getting picked off over here by Quantum Rage once again, but he played his part. He made sure that Trinda could not engage into that team of Quantum Rage when they were trying to eliminate the players of I8 over there on the ridges. This is a really good turn of events against the favors of Team I8 over here. They really had a big start to the day. So they did not finish that big.
Absolutely whiffed every single shot with as many 14 and the 8 times on that particular gun. That's not a good thing. He could have been taking down that one player, but right now, DS Official. I was mentioning this thing again and again. Just went for that passive approach. Just go for that passive approach. At least you can secure some placement points, but could not able to do that. Wasn't able to secure a single kill with only some placement points. Take an extra 8 push right from Professor. He was the last hope. Kind of last hope, and that was still happening this from the side of R3KT Esports. NFT actually not that grenade was lethal, but not enough to take down one. Denver goes down. Sergio is there for the backup, searching for that one player. Will he able to take him down? The answer is no. Kathir on the other side goes down. Denver, the kill confirmation is also there. God Fury is the answer to take him down. R3KT Esports, he got sandwiched between not 2 but 3 teams.
Back-to-back decent performances for the like of Team Sky at this stage. This is exactly what they wanted. Now Team Star, they are trying to control this bridges. This is Team Unpredictable in a very difficult situation, but look at that. They're looking in a completely different direction right now. Unpredictable getting that extra bit of time. Can they surprise these two players from Team Star? That is what I'm looking for. Team Envy getting eliminated, but now they're back again inside the first. Team Star. Star just getting the opportunity. And look at this flag shots coming in from Team Sky. Team Star just going down over there. Why did you stop
Oh.
inside that push? You should have just gone all in seconds earlier, giving that extra bit of time. That is what costed them. But now, Team NB sort of sensing that opening from the distance makes their appearance on these ridges that we've been talking about for so long. Towards one side, we've got Team Sky that is trying to prevail their dominance, where
Yes.
Team NB are their new neighbors and unpredictable, sort of still trying to survive. But Team Sky making sure they are picking up players in numbers with that M44X right now. But look at that. Clearly, Sky, they are getting back-to-back good matches here, and that is exactly what they wanted towards the end of the game.
You know, post after the fourth game in the post match analysis, I literally talk about those 5 cushions, and one of the cushion is that NFP Sky, they were always in a very good spot. They always scored players off guard in a very peculiar spot and always convert that into a knock, or we can say into kill point. Now NFP Sky, they always focus on these type of stuff. That's why they have an upper hand. Now Noob, oh my goodness, he puts down Halsey. He's still waiting, and he just had that one vest. He dropped out his suit, he just dropped out his bag, and as well as the pan. So he's just waiting. He is the most venomous snake out here, taking some damage of the blues, and he has only 11 bandages and level 1 kit. Cooper, what do you think?
That's good news for Legion fans like you, right? And look at this.
Yeah.
Eventually, when is he going to decide? That is a big trigger discipline that he's showcasing over there. So let's see how far he's going to take his team with that kind of an effort. But Team NB, they made their appearance inside the zone, and they've got the shift of the circle as well. They've got a ridge to play with. They got a vehicle that they brought inside the zone as well, and they've got some terrain to play with as well. But still, Team Legion Zeno is just not ready.
Oh no!
He gets spotted from a different
Oh,
angle.
no.
Completely. Oh, that's going to break a lot of hearts over there for the Legion supporters, because they would feel like that he could have just picked up at least one kill before getting spotted from the lats of Unpredictable. But once again, look at that. Unpredictable, this team is making an appearance inside the final circle, and that is exactly what they wanted. They're having a really good outing, and the kind of momentum that they're carrying. Now the push is on Team NB, and that opening
Oh
over Emma
my.
with that nade, Team Sky dominating, just getting away from that venomous snake that you refer to, is now just prevailing over teams, and Team NB right in their track. They have made their appearance inside the circle, and Team NB might just go down over here. But Anso trying to make an impression,
Oh.
but could not give
What?
substantial damage. Team NB go down.
To be honest, Trooper, I just want to mention one thing, and that is switching off to a different gun is not a viable option at that particular situation, and that's why they got punished. Now we have 3 teams: Unpredictable, Quantum Rage, and NFP Sky. Every single time, whenever I casted, this team always has the man advantage, so has the drone advantage too. Right now, they're also showcasing that thing. Now look at the position of the players of Unpredictable. Shroud, pretty far away from the pack, but still pretty close. But that grenade from the side was knocked out. Deck shot in. Okay, another player, Healthy, is also on with 10 HP. So these are not good news, but he was taking a fight from a different angle, but knocking down different player from a different angle. Wow.
So one side he's playing the utility game, he's
Oh,
just
yeah.
got a knock over there, and on the other side he's playing a gun game. So this is the Sarji coming in from Quantum Rage right now, trying to clear off spaces. The area where they are deploying the utility is sort of clear right now, and NFP Sky is sort of concentrated very close to each other, but that's not a really good news. With the kind of utility that Quantum Rage is using, there can be multiple casualties onto the team of Team Sky right now, so that protective smoke is now out there from the likes of Khatir, and he just wants to make sure that they can get close in towards that ridge. Now the problem is, but the third team inside the vicinity, Unpredictable, is also holding a far off ground, and that can be the problem from Team Sky. If they go down, they would be going down in numbers. The utility now comes in from Oreo and Vaz. Khatir goes down now. The shots coming in from Unpredictable. This is the high ground that I was talking to, but the trade is there. This is a very crucial, important trade. Rex has been pulled down over there. Remover, the last guy standing. The problem for Remover now is that he's got to hold the revive. This is the opening that Team Sky wanted. They've got to make sure, but Remover,
wow.
once again, they're going down in numbers. This is not a good spot to be in. Remover just deploys himself outside. Halsey must have spotted him, might just take him down as well, and that is exactly what Halsey is going to do. Just one last lad remaining, that is Rex, and Halsey has spotted him or not? Yes, he has. Somehow, Halsey manages to survive inside the final circle, but this game was certainly not going anywhere the way Quantum Rage was controlling it. And now they've just got one opponent to deal with, and they are going to deal with it quite easily and go home with this all-important chicken dinner in the last and final encounter of the day number 4 in the semi-finale. Quantum Rage leading the charts from the front, coming into the game, stopping Team QWERTY to enter inside the zone and dominating the final circle. You look at that Phoenix, the way they were taking the fights. Utilities on the one side, Gun Game on the other. They had control of the ridges and they made sure that they backed in all important 32 points in the last and final encounter.
Wow. We were talking about an amazing performance from the side of I8 in the previous match. Yes, answer. Quantum Rage with 17 kills, a total 32 points from this particular match, as well as with the second dinner. Now, the important point is why Quantum Rage won that duel, right? They were just literally having a fight with two different teams from two different angles, and the reason was because he was, as I just mentioned earlier, that he was literally taking a fight with his utilities from one particular angle, because we know that utilities are always there for the close range. Sometimes kind of a close and a mid range between those type of ranges. So you can use that the type of situation into your favor, and they just did the same thing. Now he was also taking fight with the players of Unpredictable, and as I just mentioned about the players of Unpredictable, Rex just got that MVP title with 5 kills. So let's get back to the topic, and that is why Quantum Rage won that fight. And Rex is also just played a major role, because he was the one who knocked out one player and finished on another. And after that, whenever Unpredictable tried to move inside the circle, they punished another player from the side of NFC Sky. And at that situation, Quantum Rage, they were showcasing that trigger discipline, and the final nail in the coffin when they spot down Halsey, picking them off.
A lot of teams are trying really hard. Unpredictable, Quantum Rage, Team Sky are all part of it, and definitely it's going to help their cause to fight inside the finale of the national championship as well. And this is certainly where we are heading towards, right? Even with Team Envy, the kind of performances that they have pulled up today, even BillyBoys, I would like to say, the way they played their last 3 matches, had they come up with the first 2 matches as well, it would have been a really good show for them. They are trying really hard, but missing out on games is certainly something you do not want to happen. I think once again with the highest damage for the game, he was the MVP in one of the encounters. Look at the assists for the deal out there. So he's certainly playing his part in his team. And Quantum Rage, they all the players are playing an amazing game. Look at Oreo getting the highest kills, Atil getting the highest damage, and even you were telling how Vaz was playing the game with the utilities out there. So this is a team effort coming in from Quantum Rage. They are not only on the #1 position, the top-notch position by in this last and final Erangel, they are certainly doing very good inside the overall standings as well. But speaking of teams that are really doing good, Envy, Star, Sky, and Unpredictable also getting good results out of this game. And I'm really happy for how things are shaping up for Team Envy, Sky, and Unpredictable. We saw Team Star stealing the show away, I believe, on the 3rd day of the semi-finale. But on the 4th day also, they've got some good games going in their way. And let's see how they're going to learn the experience and move ahead.
Yeah, how the things will pan out, that's the best question to ask with the audience as well as from Trooper 2. But at least I have another answer of my first question, that Quantum Rage, will they able to secure that position for so long? The answer is yes. The first day just ended, and they secured another chicken dinner. They got another chicken dinner in the bag. And you know what? I just want to talk about another thing, and that is the teams like Legion and Red. They were decent. They were like pretty good, doing a decent job. But decent is again not good. You have to be awesome. In my personal opinion, it has to be awesome or amazing.
Yeah, certainly. And we are going to witness all these amazing fights yet once again inside the Movo F19 Pro moments from the last and final angle of the day number 4. where I believe Billy Boys put up a really good show, but they just invested a bit of extra time in
Oh
this
yeah.
fight over here. They cleared off a good number of teams inside the compound, but clearly that is the reason why they could not be featured inside the final circles, because they were not showing that sort of urgency to move towards important key positions. A good fight coming in from Quantum Rage, not allowing QWERTY to flourish from the eastern edge over there. That is certainly going to help their cause. But this was a very important 1v1 duel that Trinda lost, and that is why his team got eliminated, because he was just looking behind to give that cover fire in case a team tries to sort of hurt his teammates lurking around on the ridges over there, and that is exactly what Quantum Rage was doing. But Billy Boy anonymously had a different plan completely.
Yeah, but you know what? Those just those different plans, those pockets. Yeah, not those pockets. Because it always gonna help you now. If we talk about this fight, right? Halsey, he was the final hope. He was the last hope. He was the only shining star who got shut down. We saw that solar eclipse from the side of Quantum Rage, and cutting that chicken dinner for themselves too. Now, 208 points in their favor. 1-1-1, triple one placement points for themselves, and they are looking pretty decent. But out of 8 teams, there's only one team who just played their 5 matches, and who is still in the first place of the leaderboard, and that is Team Bablu.
Yeah, they're going to play their matches tomorrow, right? They're going to start their matches tomorrow. But the important thing right now is I8 have played 15. All these teams who have played 15 here from the Group A, PMNC Esports, even Unpredictabl, DES, Quantum Rage, they are going to feature for the last time tomorrow, right? It's going to be Group B and Group C encounter coming in. And let's see how they're going to deal with all that of the situation over there. And it really becomes very important, as you're not going to be part of the last and final day. So the kind of target that you're going to set up over there, that comes into the equation. Max Esports still lurking around in the top 10, top 16, knockout there inside the top 16, even XGeneration making it there inside the top 16 with just 10 matches that they have played. So all these teams, they really are looking good. But let's see how the Official, R3KT Esports, and Random 4 are going to play when they are back. Even BillyBoys, how these 4 teams are going to play when they are back for their last and final 5 matches, because they're going to be under a lot of pressure. And when tomorrow Lost Esports, North Esports, TMW, and ELM come into the equation, they clearly have the targets. Even ELM is not very far away, right? One good game can bring back ELM right to the likings of where Tyro and BillyBoys are, and going to make it to the top 16. So I will not put them completely out of the equation, but yes, it would need a big effort coming in from them. Let us have a look at the leaders as well. Voltrex with the highest number of kills so far, 37 kills under his belt. And I'm really surprised to see that Crypto is not here, but he must not be very far behind, to be really honest. But right now, Malik, Johnny, and Wolverine leading charge with Voltrex.
And Wolverine's on the fourth position, 47 kills, not that far behind from Johnny. But right now, as I just mentioned, that Crypto, he's not that far behind. Like, he was like showcasing some of the best gameplay from his side, and we saw in the Erangel map as well. In that particular match, he secured the 3rd position. That was 12 crucial point for his team. But if we talk about this particular team, who are on the top with 208 points, these 4 players: Adil, Was, Oreo, and Weekend. These are the 4 players who were dominant throughout every single match. And
Look at
that.
that. Highest skills for the team is 27 bars, and lowest skills for the team is 22. Just 5 kill difference over there. So everyone sort of playing their part. You can see them having a good damage for each and every one. Even the average survival time is not really far behind. Someone else is covering up for them. Look at this, average survival time for Vaz is 21 minutes over there. So clearly he has got those better numbers, but his teammates are really not that far behind. It's a complete team effort coming in from Quantum Rage, and that is sort of what you need. Each and every player to play their part so that you can be on the top.
Now, we were waiting for this particular moment, the day report Quantum Rage, we know they are on the top, so they'll lead the day report charge. But Team Envy with the highest kills, almost 4,000, 3,932. But if we talk about damage received, it's Freestyle with 5,323. So yeah, it's also decent. But right now we talk about the knockouts to kill conversion from the side of Quantum Rage. It is phenomenal.
Definitely phenomenal. And now we are done with the day number one completely, right? So the teams coming in tomorrow, Group B and Group C, it's going to be very important for them. And as we mentioned, Group B is going to complete all their
Oh
matches
yeah.
tomorrow. So they really need to make sure that they put up a really good target for the teams playing their final matches on the last and final day. And that's going to be a big responsibility for them, because on the last and final day, you cannot do just anything. You just got to wait out, sit and watch the matches, and maybe sort of see yourself dropping
Pray.
down. Yeah, you'll see yourself dropping down inside the overall standing, and just hope that you don't drop behind just that level hashtag 16 mark. And all the best to you for the last and final day. But before that, you have the opportunity to up the numbers, add on to important points on the second last day. So we'll keep a close eye on how the lads from Group B are going to do tomorrow. But what were your reading of the game today, Phoenix?
Okay, so the reading is I just want to talk about the teams who were falling apart in the very, very early stages of the match. The most important point is if you know that your individual play is kind of decent, right? If you have a good hold on those individual plays, so just for the sake of those points, for crucial points, just at least have a backup so that if you got knocked out, at least you have a trade, and in that type of situation, you always just have an upper hand against your opponent, so that you can easily rely on that type of information, then you can just move forward. So these type of mistakes we saw from the type of Tyro, Rick, as well as Legion, some of the teams like DES as well, they were not kind of that good in the fourth and the fifth match, kind of heartbreaking. And I really felt that because they were trying their level best, but every single time, whenever they just focused on those late rotations, they got punished by any single team. But now another point to notice is, and that is freestyle. If we talk about this particular team, whenever they have a fight in a very early stage, they always win that. But in the middle and the end stages, they never take fight with one team. They always go for different teams so that they can get some cluster and they can some explosive amount of points. But just because of that, they sometimes they just the plan backfires.
Clearly a lot of reading, a lot of homework for all these teams to do, and let's see if they're going to do that or not. Because just remember, this is just the day number 4 that we have completed. Day number 5 and 6 still remaining. A lot of action yet to come from the PUBG Mobile National Championship Pakistan. But for the time being, we are done for the day. So thank you so much for everyone joining in. I hope you have a wonderful night.